Ooh, looky-loo. Hmm. Wow, 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 wow. Ah, everybody's coming in. Everybody's coming in. Hello. Blooming. Ooh, let me get my volume up. Hi.
Oh, good morning.
Hi. Oh,
Yeah, podcast was playing. Sorry.
okay. Hello, my love.
I was
Look
not
at
expecting
this.
this.
Amazing.
How are you doing?
Oh, so good.
Good.
So,
Oh, you look good.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
look less stressed
I was
than
up
you
at
were.
5 something this morning. I was in bed by 9 o'clock last night. Like we get up with the sun and the birds. It's so cool.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. When are you getting back again?
So I'm flying back home on Friday. Not this Friday, but next Friday.
Oh, so you're going to be there a while. Nice.
Yeah. Yes. So part of the goal here for me to be here is to see if I want to turn this into a workspace, a work away from home. Check out
Oh,
the local surroundings because there's like some local restaurants and whatnot. Find out if this is a place. It's like yesterday. I was like, no, no retreat. But then I'm talking to my friend again this morning, who's like Sheldon, who's the one who wanted me to come and like really scope this out for a retreat. We basically had a meeting this morning at like 5:30 in the morning, and we were talking about it, and like he was getting into his vision and what it was that he was thinking, and showing me some more, and really kind of opening my mind up a little bit more. So this is an experiment plus experience, and we'll see. We'll see what we figure out by the time I leave. But I am loving it. I'm loving being here with my friends. The weather is fantastic for me. The weather's fantastic. Taylor wishes there was a little bit more sunshine, but I'm okay with it being overcast because I'd rather not wear sunscreen. Um,
mm-hmm.
it's warm, it's muggy. I like humidity because I don't need to put lotion on. Right? um the view is stunning. I mean, let me see if you guys can see a little bit better today, but I'm going to do a little flipperoo. So it's hard, it's almost hard to see the water line. Okay, well, let me put my finger in here so you can see the tree line. And then again, there's a spot like a straight line of blue, and that's the water line above the tree line. And then you have the skyline. So
It's
this,
like focused on the railing, so like everything else is blurry right now.
yeah, shoot. Yeah, sorry. Let me see if I can do this. All right, how about now?
Oh yeah, so much better. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then can you see the star?
Look at that farm.
The star in the lawn. You can see that on Google Maps. It's really cool. It's just
Oh.
beautiful landscaping. Everything here is gorgeous. The place is gorgeous. There's a couple plots beside us. So here, let me switch back. Oh, there we go. So there's, this house built here. There's a couple houses built over here. There's another house built 2 plots over. And then there's 2 empty plots in between this house and the next one. And Sheldon is looking into maybe getting that plot and building on that plot because it's already set up for sewage and hydro. So he sees a lot of opportunity here. So I'm letting myself get drawn into his vision. And he is quite the visionary. So,
Yes.
and I love
Yes, a
working
little
with him.
compound.
It is a compound, 100%. Yeah.
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 Yeah. And that I think like that's when you said that that's the same thing I'm kind of doing with my business partner and her husband, essentially. Like, we're like, they're like, oh, I see this. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. And I'm just like, I'm just going with it and just supporting us having like this community together. So,
Yeah.
so if he's
Uh,
willing to have you on there, go for it, right?
where's like I'm one of those people that like when there's something that I want, before I go ask, I ask myself, how can I facilitate the yes? And I
Mm,
think Sheldon is like that too. He's a big thinker.
but not an overthinker. And
Oh, an overthinker. Yeah. But he's learned to manage that better. Like we had such a great chat this morning before everybody got up, and we were talking about abundance and manifestation, and like money, and how to think and feel about money to kind of be comfortable with it and accept it and also have it flow. And I love how he said, I've come to view money as I'm a steward of the money. I'm just somebody who kind of helps it along. It comes to me and I help it go where it needs to go. And that was a really good shift for me. I love that one.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that way you're not seeing it as an exchange. It's more like an overseance.
Yes. And so as an overseer, it's like it's a flow. Money comes to me so I
Is
can
that
give.
maple? Oh, it's not caramel? Oh, this is maple.
Tiffany, did you butt dial? Hi, Tiffany.
Sour cream.
Tiffany.
Butter. We'll have ice cream.
Tiffany had a
Definitely
butt.
butt dial.
Yes. That's so cute. Welcome, Tiffany.
Too
How's the video,
funny.
by the way? Like the reception, everything is really good.
Awesome. Yeah, and everything was fine yesterday. I don't think there was
Oh,
any issues with the Wi-Fi like you were worried about. So
yeah, I was, but wow. And then Sheldon's gonna make it even better. How can you make it even better? But he is.
you'll find a way.
We
Um,
don't talk about that. We just talk about autonomy. Autonomy. It's autonomy is an all-encompassing, right? Nobody's going to take anything away from my decision of what I'm going to do with my own body. Nobody. Sorry.
no, you're fine. You're fine. You're doing your thing. So yeah, just like so many kind of revelations yesterday. I've also been going through like a lot of stuff with my relationships right now. So I'm just kind of in this state of trying to figure things out and what the next steps are. But when you were talking about um, the immunity thing, it like kind of just sparked this idea, and I wrote it in my notes so that that way I would remember. So I pulled up my computer so I could talk to you and look at my notes at the same time. So basically, you know, I think we've all been taught the whole like cleanliness is close to godliness kind of a situation, or just that um, cleanliness needs to happen so that that way there's no disease or bugs or any sort of vermin kind of a thing. And I think I've also been somewhat traumatized by that because the past two apartments that I was in had a mouse problem, and it had nothing to do with me. The mouse problem had always been there beforehand. I just happened to not know this until after living there, right? And so I've always been so hyper vigilant since I moved to where I am now about making sure everything is as clean as possible. There's no food out, there's no haven for those particular pests. And to the point where it becomes, I feel like almost OCD, or just
Yes.
um,
Obsessive.
almost like obsessive, right? Exactly. An obsessive thing about making sure that everything's kind of perfect so that that way that situation doesn't happen again to me, and then it ends up affecting the person that I live with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So when you were saying that yesterday, and also just like kind of like the ick factor, the gross out factor, and I think again that goes back to of me just kind of like letting that go, with the aspect of like I'm training my body to become immune. So what if it's like an old piece of food? It's food, right? Like you were consuming that before. So I think like because I know like the microscopic level of it, and like we've been told so much about, and the whole freak out with the C19 and viruses and everything like that, I think that that really just kind of like reiterated this false mindset, so to say. Do I think I will stop washing my hands? No. But like as far as like being
No, so
being
let me put
so
this.
tight about it, you know? Go ahead.
Yeah. And that's that tipping point, right? It's like this is what I'm comfortable doing. This is what I'm comfortable witnessing people do without intervening. That's so the example that I have for that is toothpaste on your toothbrush. My
Mhm.
mom taught me to just do a little dab. And my entire life, I just do a little dab. As an adult today, with adult money, I still just do a little dab because I see the sense in just a little dab. A little dab does the job. I saw my friend, I was having a party, my friend brushed her teeth and she went, loop, right? Like you see in the commercials, the big
Yes,
line
yes.
of toothpaste, right?
Yep.
And I wanted to tell her how to do it. Now, that's my ego. My ego wants to instruct other people to do things my way. I have every right to do things my way. I don't have the right to impose my way on other people. Ego wants me to do that. Ego wants me to correct them, make them do it right. So when I see it, I don't have an anxiety reaction, which I did. Whoop, right? That's 5, 6, right? Like, how could you do that? I wanted to tell her how to do it, but I understood that me wanting to tell her how to do it was simply ego.
Okay.
So, conversation flowchart is super helpful. Do you understand what the conversation flowchart is? Do you want to grab pen and paper and write it down?
Station flow chart. I'm typing.
Okay, it's going to be easier when you draw it, by the way, because it's a flow chart.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me grab a piece of paper. So, like,
Uh,
kind of like
So I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you understand why you're gonna do it, and I'm gonna help you understand how it flows.
okay,
Okay.
hold on.
So the reason.
Let me grab that stuff.
Yay.
Twice.
Hello, everybody. By the way, Ellie James, Sean Marie. Thank you, Sean Marie. Thank you, Sean Marie.
Of course, I can't find a pen that works. Here we go. Let's see.
So while you're looking, I'm just gonna talk. Okay.
Yep.
So
Go
the
ahead.
reason why we do a conversation flowchart is because you want to not let your ego create chaos in your life. So if I'm telling people how to do these little things, they feel micromanaged. They create resentment towards me. They don't want to hear my words. They don't want me to open my mouth because when's the next time I'm going to micromanage? So now I create discord in my relationship because I put my partner on the defensive. And so I don't want to create that energy, that vibe. I don't want a parent child dynamic where my partner constantly feels like I'm parenting them. My partner wants a peer relationship, not be told what to do, right? So I need to keep that in mind. I have to always treat my partner like a peer. It's not fair to micromanage my friends. Why would I do that to my partner? However, whatever I would treat my friends is the same way you treat a romantic partner. It should not be different. So you need to weigh how you would treat your friends and do the same for your partner. You need to weigh when it's your ego versus just being helpful or informative. So using the conversation flowchart helps you gauge what you're about to do before you do it, and it keeps you from doing things that you will regret because it's dysfunctional.
Yes.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I hear you. I see that, and I totally get it. And you're coming from, and this is like probably exactly where my mom was coming from, of a loving place and wanting to have knowledge and share that knowledge.
Yeah.
But you have to do it
Well,
in a way
also,
that is acceptable.
my mom did it to attempt to manage her anxiety. If she can manage me ever so tightly, she's not going to react to what I do. And that's what we are doing. If I can manage you ever so tightly, I'm not going to see things that make me react, right?
Mm,
And that's you
yes,
vomiting your anxiety onto another person instead of you dealing with your own anxiety.
yes,
And dealing with your own anxiety means redirection, it means meditation, it means journaling, it means releasing anxiety instead of suppressing it and trying to find other ways to not feel it other than you simply dealing with yourself, right? So we need to bring it back to ourselves, take responsibility for our own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. So how I deal with my anxiety is going to show if I'm taking responsibility. If I'm micromanaging you, I'm not taking responsibility for my own anxiety. I'm trying to use you as a conduit to avoid anxiety. That's not fair, right?
yes,
Are you ready?
yes, yes.
Okay. So at the top, it says conversation flowchart. By the way, this goes on your fridge, okay?
Okay.
It reminds you every day how to do it. So conversation flowchart, that's the title. Now below that, you're going to do quotes because the quotes indicate the thought that popped into your head, okay?
Okay.
Quotes, blank in between because we don't know what's going to be in there at any given time, okay?
Right.
Below that is your first instruction. It's only one direction. So only one line below that, and you write choose silence. So the reason why you are choosing silence is because the next step is understanding what you were about to say. So now you're going to divide into two directions. One direction says statement, the other direction says problem.
Okay.
Below statement, it's two directions. Is it positive on one side? Is it negative on the other side?
Mm-hmm.
Under positive, one direction, say it. Under negative, one direction, again, you write choose silence. Good morning, my love.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to tell you why you're going to go one way or the other. If it's positive, you are going to say it because we always amplify positivity. I love you. Oh, look at that. It's so beautiful. Oh, I love my life. What gorgeous weather. Wow, look at that dress. Oh, you look so good. I feel so good right now. You always amplify positivity because the amplification helps other people up their frequency. And when you put a megaphone to your own positivity, you're upping your own frequency. Because whatever you're putting a megaphone to, in other words, saying out loud, you are amplifying in frequency, right? When you turn the volume up, you amplify the frequency. When you take it from a thought to words, you amplify the frequency. So when it's positive, you always amplify the frequency for yourself and for others around you, okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Under negative, you choose silence because a moment before, there was not a negative statement in your head. If you wait another moment, the negative statement goes away. So just wait for the moment to pass, okay?
Yes. Wait for the anxiety and whatever's coming up to pass.
Exactly. So you keep your mouth closed. You're going to feel like some repression. You're not repressing. You're not repressing. You are choosing to not amplify. It will go away, okay?
Okay. So calm my feminine rage.
It will calm itself. And as
Yes.
you practice not amplifying negativity, you will feel less and less and less and less negative, okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you're not amplifying the frequency inside your own body. It's just a thought which has this much frequency versus spoken words which has this much frequency. So by continuing to practice not amplifying negative frequency, in addition to continue to practice meditation, which is shrinking your amygdala, It gets so easy to not be negative over time because you shrunk the part of your brain that produces stress, fear, and anxiety. So it's easier for that moment to go by. So the more you practice this, the easier it is to let negativity just go by. It's going to be shortened. It's going to be shortened. The more you practice meditation, plus not amplifying negativity.
Okay.
Let's go to the problem side. Are you ready?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So a problem is I need you to, right? I need you to be more communicative. I need you to pick up after yourself. I need you to whatever it is, okay?
Yeah.
Now, underneath the problem, you're going to have two directions. One of them says, one direction, I'm sorry. Under problem, one direction only. Am I the solution? And then you branch off in two directions, and it's yes and it's no. I should put it in a printout, my love. I will make it a freebie.
Yay!
It might be a freebie.
Because my handwriting's atrocious.
That's okay. I'm not good at it.
So
Okay.
am I the solution? If yes.
Yeah. So am I the solution? Yes, no. And of course you're choosing silence, right? So you're choosing silence. All of this is done without your mouth opening. This is all inside your head. So you have a problem. Before you say anything, you got to go through the flow chart. Okay. So am I the solution? Yes, no. With the no, you're going to do an arrow back to the question, am I the solution? Underneath the yes, one direction, exercise the solution. Butterfly. Yeah. So exercise the solution is, for example, if he's a slob and never picks up after himself and you're constantly picking up after him, and it's not like you're being paid to do that because you two pay 50-50 into the household, and he just doesn't want to, I'm going to let him go. Me being the solution means I'm going to dump him because I don't want to live with a slob. Do you see how I'm saying that? If the problem is he's DMing other girls, talking with other girls, he doesn't seem trustworthy, at least not consistent with communication. He seems to be dishonest. The solution is getting rid of the person that I need to change in order for them to be who I want them to be. Ripple, hi, my love. Right? The solution is getting rid of the person, not trying to change them, because we don't get into relationships to change people. We choose the people that are right for us. So sometimes the solution is getting rid of the person because we're not here to change people. Let's say the problem is my partner
Can I give
works.
you one?
Sure,
Can I give you a problem that I'm having right now? I'm pretty sure that my boyfriend has an issue with alcohol. Like I say he's an alcoholic, and he says he finally agrees, but I don't think he's going to go to AA. I say you need professional help. He thinks he can help himself.
Do you guys live together?
4.5 years.
Okay. So you and I are talking right now. What's your bottom line?
My bottom line is he's staying in the guest room until he figures his shit out.
Okay. And is that where it is right now? Your roommates?
I told him, I said, if you want to continue a relationship with me, then you need professional help. You need to go to AA. We're not gonna continue this situation. I see the problem. You have an issue and you think you can help yourself, but you can't. And just quitting drinking right now by yourself, I mean, what's going to happen the next time you drink?
Yeah. So are you guys sleeping in the same bedroom right now?
No, I put all of his clothes in the other room. Okay.
And how long ago was that?
That was on Saturday night at 2:00 in the morning when he didn't come home.
Okay, perfect. And of course, you've already had a conversation. This is not going to be a surprise to him.
No, I mean, we somewhat had a conversation this morning, but it's still not like completely resolved.
No,
So,
no, no, no. But before you moved to stuff over, you had told him, look, I'm not cool with this. If this is something you're going to continue doing, you are not going to be roommates. Like you had that conversation before this weekend and you moved to stuff over, right?
no, I did it. I moved his stuff over in a rage at 2 o'clock in the morning because of his actions that night. And he came home at 5 o'clock in the morning and saw that and didn't understand and then proceeded to throw up all day on Sunday. So, you know.
Okay. So here's your solution from me, okay?
Hmm.
The conversation with him is I will not be in a relationship with somebody who's an alcoholic, and you are an alcoholic, which
Yeah.
means we are no longer in a relationship. If you want to continue staying here, we are roommates. This is your room, and this is how things are going to be split. If you want to rekindle a relationship with me, you need to go to AA and complete the program and be sober for 6 months.
Okay.
Actually,
That's,
sober for a year.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
rule is
And
sober for, yeah.
okay. Yeah, because I was like, I feel like I need to go to Al-Anon now because
You,
I need that
as
happen.
somebody who's dealt with that, yeah.
Yeah,
Because you need people to help you understand how to be strong about this.
right. And
Yeah.
I've told his mother, his brother sees it. Like we all see it. We all see it except for him.
Yeah, that's fine. He can be as blind as he wants to. Now, let's just say the two of you are roommates. He doesn't go to AA. Is he a good roommate?
Um, let's just say I put his stuff in there and he still has not put anything away. But that might be because he's in denial. I don't know.
Right. That's his room. He can do whatever he wants in his
Yeah,
room, right? Other than that, is he a good roommate? Common areas, is he a good roommate?
depends on the day.
So sometimes he leaves a mess.
Yeah.
Does he pay 50-50 or more than 50-50?
So because of the way that our pay scale is, I have like my business starting. I'm not making as much money. So right now he pays for the majority of the bills, but then we have like kind of split most of the rent for the most part, 50-50. Um, so I would say more like he's at 70 and I'm at like 30 or something like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Wait a sec. Who's at 70? Oh, he's at 70.
He's at 70. Yeah.
Okay. So you've heard me say whatever percentage you're not paying into the finances is the percentage you're responsible for in the physical labor.
Correct. He
So
wants
would
it to
you
be
say
50-50
he's...
though.
Oh, no,
So,
no, no. Not if you're picking up after him. But
yeah.
if you are doing some cleaning up after him, then I would say this is balanced. Would you agree or disagree?
I think I need to like reassess what that balance is so that way I can like be more realistic about like this is what I do, this is what you do, bringing to the table kind of a thing. So,
Yes.
yeah.
So a good way to gauge that is to track everything for 30 days
Sure.
before having a conversation, because perception and reality can be very different.
And he's
And
very
once you
data
start
driven.
tracking,
Yeah.
once you start tracking reality, you may find that your perception was incorrect, and it was a good thing you tracked reality before the conversation.
Yes.
So you're going to track everything that is paid, both you and him, everything that is done physically, both you and him, for 30 days. Leave nothing out, because you're then going, like, if it is imbalanced, and it's not going in your favor, then you're going to have a board meeting. But at a board meeting, you need to have all the facts. And
Right.
if you leave out any facts, then he's going to feel like this is not a proper board meeting, because he can point to what you left out and go, listen, you're obviously not bringing all the facts. So how can I take you seriously?
Yes. Yep. Agreed.
Yeah. So you've let him know what your bottom line is, track things for the next 30 days. Now, let's just say it doesn't work out for the next 30 days. Where are you going?
Oh, he has his mom's house. He can move back in. I just would need to have to find a roommate at this point. Um, yeah. I mean, really, my goal is to make enough money that I don't have to do that. And eventually, I know that will happen. It's just everything's kind of like I got a lot of plates in the air right now. It's insane. But that's also keeping me distracted from having to deal with this situation as well. So, in a good way
Okay.
and not a bad way.
Okay.
um,
You got some
yeah.
more?
Yeah, that's I thank you so much. The other thing that I wrote down was the whole woo-woo thing that you were talking about yesterday with you finding like you visualizing that crystal and finding it. So um like
Yeah.
the little signs from
Wasn't
the
that something?
universe. I know. And
Oh,
that's what am I missing something? Am I delayed? Is that what's happening right now?
kind of faded out for me a little bit. I don't know if I faded out for you.
Oh, I think there's a
Am I still here
lag.
though? Are we? Do we come back or? I can hear. No, maybe we're having a little buffering.
Let's see. Does your mouth match up
Hello,
with
are we
your
back?
words?
Oh, hi.
Oh, good, 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 good. Yeah.
Hello, hello. Are we
Okay.
back?
Okay. Yeah.
Hi.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Yeah, just like in that whole manifestation mindset and like noticing when the universe is telling you like,
Uh-oh.
hey, you're on the right path.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Ripple. I can
Yeah,
hear
it's
her.
I
Chantel.
have a red dot.
Yep.
I have a red dot. I have a red dot. Can you guys see me?
Can you hear me?
You plus. Hi. Oh, orange. Orange. I have an orange dot now. Orange. Hi, are we back?
I think so. I mean, I hear you.
Green. We green.
Okay. Do you hear me?
I'm green. Okay. Yeah, I do.
Okay,
I'm
awesome.
green.
Sweet.
Why so emotional? Oh, red, green. All right. Red, green, green, green. We're green. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just think I wanted you to kind of dive more into like the woo-woo aspect of what you were like going through yesterday and like the whole universe showing you signs and manifesting certain things. And it's more of a generalization of like, can you just dive more into that situation, I guess. I don't know.
Chantel,
Yeah.
will you mod me?
Yes. Done. Oh. Actually, I think I can. I need to make you a stronger modder. Manage guest. There we go. Start. There we go. Yay.
Marissa, you have a lot
Blooming.
of
I need a
misogyny.
specific.
Thank you.
Holy crap. A specific question. How do I do what you did? How do I manifest a crystal to just show up into someone's house?
Oh, we're fading again.
Oh no. I'll type it in the chat, Chantel.
Let me move closer. And I wonder if somebody. Okay. I'm gonna move closer too. I did. I did. I
Okay.
wasn't sure when we were going to be finished with blooming. Okay, blooming. What's your question?
So basically, I think that I want to like kind of dive more into the woo woo aspect of things. I want it to not be woo woo. I want it to just be like who I am, and just kind of embrace the whole either signs from the universe or be able to manifest more. And I know you say meditation, but is there any other aspect besides like I've been doing it like when I've had near misses with like car accidents or whatever. I just like go up, I put my hands up and go, thank you for not like crashing my new car, you know, like kind of a thing. So I'm trying to, I guess, more
Okay.
embrace what I've been given.
Um, but what's the question? Is it like, what do I tell myself, or how do I redirect myself?
I just want to know how you did it. I want to know how you got that crystal. I want to know how I can do it for myself, kind of a thing.
I know. That was an interesting thing for me. I'd never done anything like that before. And like my friend who's a shaman, she told me she did that, and it popped into my head to do it myself when I was in meditation. So there's a lot to be said for infection, right? The way that we teach each other when we are with each other, the way we give each other ideas and inspirations and open our minds to possibilities. I never thought to go get a crystal in my mind. I thought I had to have the crystal in my physical body. I didn't realize I could use my ethereal body as well. So, that's something that I just learned. And it was interesting how the universe said, I'm really going to show you. Like I'm going to make this thing appear. It didn't just appear in your hand and your mind, it appeared in life. Sometimes you just have to open your mind up to miracles and magic, because the universe can provide a lot more than we think we can. And if you read No More Assholes, that story at the very beginning, where I tapped into the power that I have, able to bring a stranger in and diagnose what he had, which was an amputation. Never met this person, had no idea what was on that piece of paper that my partner had. So you have to open your mind beyond the abilities that you think you have and go, there's more to all of this. And by hearing stories like this is going to help you see it.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Self-doubt, I think, is it's woven into us. I think it's something that pushes us a little bit further, is that self-doubt. Like it kind of, self-doubt is a self-doubt and insecurity, fear, those emotions, those are survival instincts. You need to think twice before doing something. You need to gauge it. You need to gauge your strength. You need to gauge the distance that you're going to jump. Can I actually do it? There's reality too, right? We have to also take this physical world into account to a certain extent. So I think self-doubt is just a mechanism of like gauging before acting, in order to ensure that you're not acting in a rash fashion, like thinking you're going to run off the cliff and just fly, right?
Yes. Yes. Take like the limitations are like there for a reason, but the abundance and everything else is unlimited as long as you have that belief in yourself, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I love you so much. Thank you.
I
Thank you
love you
for
all.
everything. I spread the word about you every single day, and just know that I'm one of your soldiers out here fighting with you too. So
I know you are, my love. I appreciate you so, 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 so much.
I hope you have the best time there, and I can't wait to see you for the rest of the week in this lovely weather. And your hair looks
Yeah.
gorgeous, and your dress looks gorgeous, and everything's
Thank
amazing.
you. You just, all of this is so great.
Mwah.
Love you.
Okay, bye.
Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you, my love. Hello.
Marissa, don't worry, Marissa. We're not going to spread our legs for you.
Oh God,
Don't worry.
no.
You're safe. You're safe. If I slept with 150 people out of 700, but you slept with 10 people out of 20 offers, you have a you've taken more chances than I have. Like you're not you don't lack, you don't have impulse control any more than I do.
Just baby Bob. By the way, this is a
Anyway,
it.
sorry, Chantal.
That's not a female. That's not a female at all. That's not a female because females don't listen to male podcast bros, right? So that's one of those boys right there. Anyways, thanks for the entertainment. Low life, what topic are you here
100%.
for?
Hey, what's up? I just came up because I do think body count does
Oh
matter.
no, I said what topic are you here for? I didn't say what are you thinking. So apparently this is the topic that you're here for. Now that I understand that, I need to let you know how we are discussing the debate topic. Are you ready to hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, I just need to know if you came to actually listen or if you just came to talk at me. What do you think you came here for?
The topic.
Okay, but did you come here to hear what I had to say or to just talk at me? I wasn't sure.
I'm listening.
Okay, so this is the debate topic, which I am discussing in a very specific debate fashion, which is facts over feelings. We're not discussing this in an individual way because, listen, just because you don't like to eat spinach doesn't mean I should stop eating spinach. Am I right? Am I right?
What was
Hello?
your question?
Are you hearing me? If you think spinach is yucky and you don't like spinach, should I stop eating spinach? Yes or no?
No.
No. So your individual thoughts, feelings, opinions, and experiences don't matter for the discussion. You are not the topic. That's what I'm helping you understand here. Facts over feelings mean we're only going to discuss this in a factual or scientific way. A factual way is like this. Would you agree this is a cell phone?
Okay, yeah.
And then a scientific way is if you wanted to bring studies, statistics, sociology, biology, psychology, anthropology. I need to know where you read the science you wish to present. I got to find the words you read in the study, and then you can say them out loud. And this is how I ensure there's no amplification of lies, fear-mongering, or disinformation. So for that, I need title of the peer-reviewed study you read, the website you found it on, the page number and paragraph number where you found the words you want to say here. Is that fair?
I mean, yeah, but only if you do it too. I mean, you
Oh, of
talking about
course. I have
spinach
three.
isn't really a
course.
peer-reviewed study,
Yes,
but
no.
I completely
I
understand
don't
where you're
listen.
coming from.
I don't pretend there's a science. I have 3 facts for why body count doesn't matter. You can present facts or science. It is your choice. I have 3 facts. What do you have?
Myself,
No, we're not debating you on you. I'm not here to change you in
my
any way,
personal
shape, or form.
experiences.
No, you're not the topic, my love. You're not the topic. Your experiences don't affect me. You're some guy. I don't care what you think, feel,
But what
experience.
if I'm trying to warn you about
No,
it?
you're not listening. You're talking now. So your thoughts, your feelings, your experiences, your opinions, like any sentence that starts with I think, I feel, my opinion, my experience, is not relevant to the debate because the debate is not you. The debate is the topic in a factual or scientific way. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean I should stop it. You don't like spinach? Oh no, the rest of the world can't eat spinach. It doesn't make any sense, right?
Okay, but my opinion is still valid.
No.
is
I
it
asked a
not?
question. I didn't hear an answer. It doesn't make any sense if you don't like spinach, trying to force the rest of the world to stop eating spinach. Does that make sense? Yes or no?
Not if somebody's trying to
No.
warn you not to eat the
No.
spinach. If your spinach is
No.
bad, if somebody's trying to tell you
Listen.
there's a
You try
problem
to
with
tell
what you're
me-
eating,
Why would you try to tell me to not eat spinach? It doesn't make any sense. Why would you tell me to not eat spinach?
I'd love to tell you. For
What?
example, if I could get 30 seconds just to speak, 30 seconds.
Oh, well, if you're going to be,
For example,
if you're
30
going to talk about
seconds.
yourself,
Thank you.
no, you don't get 30 seconds. If you're going to talk about yourself, you don't get 30 seconds. If you go off topic, you don't get 30 seconds because we're not here to waste our time
All on
listening
topic.
to ego
We'll be on
dysfunction or
topic.
indoctrination.
It'll just take
You're
30
talking normally.
seconds.
That means you're not hearing me. So I got to get rid of you because you have no respect. So next time you want to come here, come willing to listen. But listen, if you're not going to listen to the parameters and pay attention to the parameters, I got to let you go because you're not respecting the parameters. Hi,
I
Kayla,
will
what
do those
topic?
things.
What? I can't hear you. What topic are you here for?
The idea, I guess, that body count doesn't matter.
So it's not an idea. I'm debating this in a specific debate fashion, which is facts over feelings, only factual or scientific. A factual way would be like this. Would you agree this is a cell phone?
I think so. I think that's what that's called.
Okay, well, if you have a problem with basic facts, we can't have this discussion. I need people that are able to identify a basic fact. If you have trouble identifying a cell phone, I don't think you and I can have a more complex conversation. So if you have trouble seeing a cell phone as a fact, we can't talk because you have difficulty with basic facts. Okay? So nobody wants some guy that's controlling, insecure, stuck in the past, or PP obsessed. A woman doesn't want anybody like that. That's why we are instantly blocking and deleting anybody who thinks body count matters, because what they're showing is they want a parent-child dynamic. I made up a rule for you to follow before you met me. You can only sleep with so many people, but if you did more than that, you broke the rules. And so you must pay the penalty, whatever that would be with that person, which, by the way, they'll still sleep with you, but they'll just treat you like crap. Just so you know, these body count matter people will still sleep with you, but they will treat you like crap, because every single one of them, and if you read the comments and you listen to the come talk in the talkie box, every single one of them makes up stories in their head, believes their own stories without any evidence whatsoever, and then imposes their belief on you as though you should pay the price of what they made up in their own head without any evidence. So they're liars, they're delusional, right? Making up stories, are mentally ill. As you can see, they're liars. They make up stories about me, lie about you. They're just gonna make up anything about you that makes them feel better about themselves over all the rejections that they had before they met you, trying to turn the rejections into a flex. Listen, you trying to turn your rejections into a flex is not going to work here. Yes, a lot of very mentally ill people. Low life, you can say what you need to say in the chat. I gave you the opportunity to respect the talkie boxes, but you were not able to, unfortunately. So you've lost your opportunity today. Maybe come back another day. But I'm just not interested in hearing you talk over me. I'm not interested in you not listening. I'm not interested in you not following the parameters for the debate topic. And I'm not interested in you making it about you. I'm not interested in you not answering my questions either. Ripple, who do you think? Who do you think? Who do you want?
Hang on just 1 second. I was just figuring that out.
So, ladies, do make sure you instantly block and delete anybody who asks you what your body count is, or anybody who indicates, right? Because listen, they're studying me to understand how to get to you. And now that you're getting better at getting rid of the wrong people, they're studying me to see how they can wiggle their way in, even though they are the wrong people for you. So I want you to understand, it's not just asking you point blank what your body count is. It's trying to find a way to ascertain your body count in any way, shape, or form. Like, oh, how many people have you been with? It's important for me to know. Okay, block and delete instantly, because they're not here to find out who you are. They're here to jump over you to think about who you did. You're not interested in those males, ladies. You're interested in the man who stands confidently in your present, not the male who shoves you aside and says, tell me about the dudes you used to do so I can think about them more than I think about you. Now, when I say, so I can think about them more than I think about you, hands up in the comment section if you've experienced that. Hands up if you've been with a guy who thought more about who you did before him than he thought about you. Did that happen to you? Testimonial. What topic are you here? Testimony. What topic are you here for?
Well, I guess the one that you have a prompt and read about, the body count doesn't matter.
I
Just
I'm a
real
life
quick.
coach. You're talking. I am a life coach. I niche in dating and relationships. There's a lot that I can talk about. I wrote 11 books on dating and relationships. If you Google who is Canada's best dating coach, you will see my name. I help you find the right person, be the right person, sustain a long-lasting, healthy relationship with a foundation of friendship, respect, shared goals and timelines, appreciation of each other's efforts, communication, making each other laugh. I teach you how to have a zero fight relationship. I even do career coaching, health coaching. There's a ton of stuff I can talk about. I've lived a lot of life. So since I understand this is the topic you're here to discuss, I am discussing this particular topic in a specific debate fashion. It is not a personalized debate fashion because we're not debating each other on who we are. You're not the topic. I'm not the topic. We're not starting a sentence with I think, I feel, my opinion, my experience, because we are not the topic. This is the topic in a factual or scientific way only. I have 3 facts where my body count does not matter. I don't pretend to have a science. If you have a science, I need 4 pieces of information: title of the peer-reviewed study, website is on, page number and paragraph number, where you read the words you want to present. Is that fair?
Sure.
Okay, can you hear me well over there?
Yes. I actually have a question for testimonial. Are you coming from a religious background? Because when I said I have no desire to be married, you were like, weird. That's weird. Is that because of your religion?
Well, I am a religious person, but I don't
Okay, that
recall
answers my
replying.
question.
Well,
That answers
hang
my question.
on.
Thank you. I asked you a yes or no question. You don't have to give me a monologue about it.
Except I'm not
I don't care. I'm still
monologuing.
talking. I don't want
I'm
a
not.
monologue. I'm
Okay,
not here for a monologue. I'm still talking. Um, we're
this is
not
incredibly
interested in your.
unfair to
I'm
not let
still
me respond.
talking. Okay, I'm gonna mute you. There you
Yeah.
go.
You seem to have trouble keeping
We're
your
not
lips
interested in
closed
your
when we're
religious
talking.
indoctrination.
No.
This isn't a conversation, so goodbye.
No,
You
it's
guys
not a
are.
conversation, my love, because we're not here to listen to you yap. So, do you have facts or science? What do you have, my love?
I have my personal opinion.
No. That's absolutely not. I went through all of that. Did you hear me go through all of that? And what did he say at the end of it? I got nothing but personal opinion. We're not here for it. This is not a therapy session. I'm not here to listen to you say, I think, I feel, my experiences. I got nothing to do with you. Nobody here is interested in your personal experiences, thoughts, or feelings because you are
Yes,
not
ma'am.
the topic. You were, sorry, what? What did he say? What did he say? You're not the topic. Oh, you're enraged that we're not personalizing this? You're enraged we're not making it about you because your delicate little ego can't handle that? Damn. I mean, Ripple, we got some weak males coming up today. Damn. What's with all the weak males who can't handle women? What's with that? Hi, what topic
Can
are you
can
here for?
can everybody hear me?
Yes, what topic are you here for?
I believe it's body count doesn't matter. I was just trying to really hear y'all's facts
Yes,
upon.
thank you. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. So I say body count does not matter to the people who practice logic and stick to facts. And these are my 3 facts. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So number 1, if the female was looking for a long-term partner and she knew what she was looking for: honesty, work ethic, responsibilities, sense of humor, and empathy, conscientiousness. Like, she knew what she was looking for. Would she need to observe someone over time in order to understand if he's trustworthy, honest, consistent, communicative, work ethic, responsible? Would she need to spend time observing his behaviors to find out if he fills the list? Yes or no?
Yeah, vice versa.
And that's number 2, right? If a male is looking for a female, right? So that's the second fact, is he would need to observe her to see if she fulfills his list. Observation over time. Perfect. Number 3, if somebody wanted to know if the other person has an STD, do they need to ask the person to go to the doctor, get tested, get the test results, and then show the test results? Yes or no?
I believe they have communication and trust.
Oh, so you think females should ask males if they have an STD and take what they say at face value without asking for testing? Is that what you think?
No, I believe that they should show the test
Okay,
results.
sorry, I hear a lot of words. Let me ask you again. If somebody wants to know if the other person has an STD, do they need to ask them to go to the doctor, get tested, get the test results, and show the test results? Yes or no?
Yeah, they should be able to see the test results.
Yes. Yes, that's a fact, right? What you say is not a fact. The test result is a fact, right? Yeah. So is it possible somebody could sleep with one person one time, catch an STD? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, you can do that off a kiss.
Well, sure, you can get mouth herpes, but you don't get genital herpes with a kiss, do you?
Oh no.
Right. So STD. So if I ask somebody what their body count is and they say 1, do I have the facts about their STD screening results?
About their STD results or the body count?
If I ask them what their body count is and they say 1, do I have the facts about whether or not they have an STD? Yes or no?
Oh no, you asked about their body count, not about their STD.
No, asking them a number doesn't tell me if they have an STD. Is that right?
True.
Right. And then if I ask them what their body count is and they say 5, do I have the facts about their personality?
No.
No, I still need to observe them, because is it not true somebody can have a low body count, even a 0 body count, and be dishonest, disrespectful, poor work ethic, irresponsible? Is that true?
Yes, very.
Yeah. So if I ask them their number, I still don't know who they are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So those of us who practice logic and stick to facts don't ask for a number. We use observation before commitment to make sure we're committing to the right person. We ask for STD testing to make sure we're not going to catch something. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. And that's why body count doesn't matter to sensical people.
I understand it to an extent, and I guess yes, factually it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, I don't think no one.
No. Listen, at the end of the day, your
Oh yeah.
dysfunction, ego, and indoctrination is none of our business. That's yours to deal with, but not us, right?
Oh, are you saying yours as in me or yours
No,
as in the
as in women
category?
in general. Women in general don't need to deal with males who are not sticking to facts, right?
Shouldn't it work either way? Like males shouldn't have to deal with females who lie.
Your feelings are not why I should be behaving a certain way. Like if you feel spinach is yucky, should I stop eating spinach?
No, that's my opinion.
Oh, exactly. So just
But
because you feel some kind of way about body count doesn't mean us women need to behave in a way that makes you feel better, right?
oh no, I think it's kind of pointless for a man to judge a woman on his body count. Same vice versa. But I
No, you
suppose,
don't. Do you know what a
yeah,
judgment is? Do you know what a
but
judge? Do you know what judging is?
yeah,
Judging is making up a story. Judging is an assumption without evidence. That's what judging is. You're going to tell me a number, I'm going to make up a story and then apply the story without knowing who you are. That's what judging is.
well, I think
Hold on, I'm talking. When I'm talking, you don't.
okay.
We logical people don't judge. We assess. We gather data and assess the data, but we're not asking how many people you did and then telling you who you are. Oh no, you're a terrible person because of how many people you did. Because you can do very few people and be
And
a
still be a terrible person.
yes.
Yeah. So when a judge judges person, they usually judge them over the facts that they have in front of them.
That's not, listen, body count, how many people I slept with is not the facts about my personality.
Oh no. It doesn't have to do
Exactly.
about your
So when
personality. It
you're
has to do about your
asking,
temple.
when you're asking a number and then creating a judgment, you're not sticking to facts. And we don't like that. Yes, my body is my temple. I love everything I did with it. I love all the people I did with my body too. That was fun. I got to know what I liked and didn't like. I don't like bodybuilders, by the way. They're prickly because they shave their bodies, and they're also very lumpy, bumpy, and hard. The more you know,
I mean
right?
but that's not a fact though, because
So
some
it's a
women
fact for
love
me.
bodybuilders.
It's a fact for me. It's a fact for me. So when I have all these
Oh, but isn't a fact? I
experiences,
thought a fact was
shush. Why are you
100% all the
talking?
way
I can't
around.
hear myself. I can't hear myself. So it's a fact for me that
Oh,
when I have all
facts.
these, I gotta let you go apparently. So bye bye. So it's a fact for me that having all these experiences helped me understand what I wanted in a long-term partner. And so I picked a compatible long-term partner because of experiences. Now, who doesn't want me to have experiences? The person wants me to pick the wrong person because I don't have enough experience, I don't have enough information and data and comparison points to pick the right person. By the way, ladies, I wrote a book called No More Assholes. This is how you use observation before selection. I'm on a working trip right now, but I didn't bring my visuals. But check out my TikToks. Take a look at my books, my pinned TikToks, or my pinned TikToks on Canada's Dating Coach, which is my main account. By the way, this is one of my other accounts. Do go to my main account, Canada's Dating Coach. Type in Google, who is Canada's best dating coach? You will see Chantal Hyde. That is me. For women dating, the book is No More Assholes. For men who are dating, the book is The Perfect Play. If you want to make your relationship a zero fight relationship, I wrote Fix That Shit for women is the white cover, and Fix That Shit for men has the black cover. If you have teenagers, you want to teach them how to not be manipulated by dysfunctional people, get them dating 101. I wrote that to be a textbook in high school. So it is a textbook and I don't swear in it. So please provide that for the teens so that they can make very clear choices for themselves. RuPaul, who do you want?
Oh, I brought someone up. I guess they left. Here we go.
Sometimes they get really upset that they're not being listened to as much as they want to, but that's not my problem to solve.
Yo, the crap, what's up?
Hi, what topic are you here for?
The one that's on the screen, body count don't matter.
Okay, so I am discussing that in a very specific debate fashion, which is facts over feelings. This is not a personalized debate because I'm not debating you on you. I'm not here to change you in any way, shape, or form. We're here to debate the topic itself, all by itself, in a factual or scientific way. So there's no sentences that start with I think, I feel, my opinion, my experience. A factual way would be like this. Would you agree this is a cell phone?
Yeah.
Okay, and then the scientific way is if you wanted to bring sociology, psychology, biology, statistics, anything like that. I need to know where you read the science you want to present. For that, I need title of the peer-reviewed study, website that is on, page number.
Oh man, you asking for a lot.
Oh, I'm asking for facts or science. Why is that a lot?
You just said you asking
I
for
said,
sources
I
and
said,
all
I'm asking
types
for
of
facts
things.
or science. Why is that a lot?
I feel like you should just be able to go off of what most men
Why is it that
want.
you think I should be emotional instead of logical? Can you answer that?
It's still logical. Just because it's not, just because I don't give you a source to it doesn't mean it's not logical.
It's logical to ask you to cite a claim that you're making.
Yeah,
Why
it
is that
is.
not logical?
I never said
Literally
it.
anywhere they would do that.
Okay, but I
So
never
I
said
don't
it
think
wasn't.
you
I'm
have
just
any.
saying
I'm
that.
going to let you go. I don't think this person has any facts or science because he's distressed at the notion of presenting something other than ego dysfunction or indoctrination. He wants to say, I think, I feel, my opinion, my experience, but he's not relevant. We're not discussing him. He wants me to validate his thoughts and feelings. This is not a therapy session. Diane, hello.
Good morning, everyone.
Hello, my love. Hello.
Sleeping in Nicaragua.
Hey guys, so there's an aloe plant, like our neighbor has aloe plants, and so I cut off a chunk of aloe and I squeezed all this aloe into my hair, and then I just rubbed it in my scalp, I rinsed my hair and I let it dry. This is aloe hair.
Bring it home or did you take it off? Because I'm freaking out. Please don't lose it.
At home.
Okay, good.
At home. No, you can have all the
Start over the Apple Watch.
Oh yeah, I know. So, ladies, I want you to pay attention to all these males saying blah, blah, blah preference. Notice how they're talking about themselves, but they have no interest in what you prefer. And when you prefer somebody who's logical instead of emotional, you're going to lose them, which is good, right? So they don't care about your preferences for somebody who takes responsibility for their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. They prefer to be emotional. They prefer to be controlling. They want to control you before they met you. That's why they're asking what your body count is, because they're asking, did you follow my rules, young lady? I'm the parent. You're the child. I made up rules for you to follow. Did you follow my rules before you met me? So they don't want you to be logical and say, what do you mean follow your rules? Like, you never owned me. You were never my parent. I don't need to account to you. If you don't accept me for who I am today, I don't want you, right? That's what a logical woman says, right? But they don't want you to be logical. They want you to be illogical. That's called misdirection. They want you to think about their thoughts, feelings, emotions, opinions more than you care about your mental health, emotional well-being, and physical safety. Notice the males coming here that think body count matters. When I say number 3, how do you find out if somebody has an STD? It goes, well, you just ask them, right? These illogical, emotional males want you to be illogical as well, so that you catch the STDs they're spreading, because they don't ask for testing. You see them right here. You see them right here. They don't ask for testing. So when you meet somebody who thinks body count matters, get rid of the spreader, block and delete. Get rid of the illogical person, block and delete. Get rid of that controlling person, block and delete. Get rid of the guy who's obsessed about other males, wants to think about them more than you. That's why he's shoving you aside. Enough about you. Tell me about who you used to do. Get rid of that pee-pee obsessed male, block and delete. Oh, this guy says study, right? Listen, when they say study, ask them for 4 pieces of information to prove their study, and then block them, because they're all spreading disinformation. All they do is go to the podcast, bro, and they copy paste. What does it take to copy paste? It takes 0 brain. What does it take to read something, research something, find something? Brain cells. So are they copy pasting? No brain cells. None whatsoever. Ask them for the proof, ladies. Title of the peer-reviewed study, website it's on, page number and paragraph number. These impure males are PP obsessed, wanting you to take them on, block and delete. Hi, Jade, what topic are you here for?
So if this bitch is a fucking skank, then
Bye, loser. So notice how
Yeah, just like your mom.
everybody who says
She's
body
got mommy
count matters
issues.
is abusive, right, ladies? Are you seeing the correlation? The correlation. They think body count matters and they are abusive. It is always cause and effect. They think body count matters and they are abusive. They think body count matters and they make up stories because they're delusional, believe their own stories. The correlation is always there. I hold this space so you can see right in front of your eyes how dysfunctional they are. They're not showing you that level of dysfunction when they show up for a date. They're showing it here because they think they're anonymous. You need to understand what you see here is what's out there. That's what's in their heads. Toxicity, dysfunction, lack of accountability, abusive behaviors. Do not ever put up with them. Instantly block and delete. That is you being accountable to your mental health, emotional being, and physical safety.
Somebody keeps spamming in the comments about sexual energy and energy. Listen, if you're a high vibrating spiritual being, you're not judging others for what their choice is. You're not suppressing other people's choices. You just let people be who they are. And you're clearly not that. And now you can't talk anymore because you keep spamming with stupidity.
Chantel, 2 questions. Do you want 304 in the muted comments or block keywords and preference?
Well, every time they say 304, we should be saying we don't listen to A minus 1.
I understand. I'm asking, do you want that as a block keyword?
No.
No. Okay, I'm going to take it out. Do you want preference blocked?
No, because then I can let them know their preferences don't matter. Our preferences matter. Yeah, femcel, that's right. Thank you. Fierce. Wait a second. Empowered. Motivated. Centering myself, not other males. Energetically. Leading my life. Thank you, femcel. Got it right. So I love that we have all these losers coming in here because it really helps women understand what they are avoiding when they use the no kissing for 3 months dating rule. No kissing for 3 months dating rule is no kissing, no sex, no sleepovers, no exclusivity, minimum 3 months, which is the corporate model of observation before giving benefits to somebody who doesn't deserve it. Body count doesn't matter. Who you did is not who you are, but it informs you on who you want to pick. So using observation before selection, no kissing, no sex, no sleepovers, no exclusivity, minimum 3 months, means you get rid of these losers that are hiding their losering. We don't want losers that are hiding. We want to see what they're about before we pick them, right? Because no more assholes, my book for women that are dating means no more suffering, no more mistakes, no more dysfunctional males draining your time, draining your energy, attempting to control you. No more, you're done with that. Right, ladies? Are you done? Are you done? Can I see some yeses in the comment section that you are done with dysfunctional males?
Somebody said it matters. What if your partner could have a high one, has a high one and could have something? That's why you use testing. That's why you get them to give you the results of an, STI test. It's not that
We do
complicated.
observation before selection. We ask for STD testing. We get the facts. We don't guess, and we don't take what people say at face value. When they say, "Trust me, bro, I'm clean." No. I don't trust your words. I need to see the facts. Show me the STD, the recent STD screening results. Done dating men? Oh no. Men are great, by the way, and guys are fine for hookups. It's just we need to watch out for the guys that are lying about being men. Yes,
Somebody said
Maka.
sad, lonely women. I don't know. I'm not sad or lonely. Are you, Chantal? Are you sad or lonely?
No,
No,
Miss
Ripple,
Rao.
are you sad or lonely?
No, but the
I
projection
know
is
she's not.
immaculate. The
Yeah.
projection is immaculate, though, isn't it, Mr. Sad Lonely? Right? Because I got companion. Listen, I got friends right here. I got friends surrounding me in this house. I got a husband at home, but where are you? Who's around you? Who likes you? Who's your friend?
Lock and key in the comments.
Ooh, we got a key. Ooh, hey, everybody. I want you to pick up a key. I want you to look at the size of the key. And I want you to go, damn, that guy just let us know he's got a micropeen. And I want you to keep looking at that key. And I want you to go, how much did it take me to purchase a key, make a new key? Was it $2? Man, that's a low value male. Why is he so proud of himself? What else did he let us know? You find a key, it doesn't fit in any locks, you threw it out, didn't you, ladies? Because a key without a lock is garbage. So he's letting us know he's garbage when he tells us he's a key, isn't he? So those low value micropene garbage males telling you straight to your face who they are, make sure you instantly block and delete them, ladies.
He thinks we're triggered because when somebody answers your comment, that doesn't mean triggered. Okay? It just means we're responding to stupidity. Doesn't mean we're triggered. You were
Yeah.
triggered enough to make a comment. That's funny. Why are you triggered about bodily autonomy and women having the sexual experiences that they want to have? Why does that bother you? Why are you so triggered that you have to call yourself a key and insult yourself? That's so weird.
Okay, Chantal. I cleaned up your block comment section and added the most heinous ones.
All right. I love it when they call good. Listen, a simp is what dysfunctional males call good men. That's really cute. Yeah, give us the simps. We love the simps. Simps are the prize. You losers? Absolutely not. Give me the simp. That's what you call an honest, trustworthy, hardworking, responsible, loyal man who makes us laugh. You call that a simp? Give us the simps. We want the simps. We want the simps. Oh yeah, not you losers. 100% no. Disrespectful, dishonest, not in control of your own thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Boo! You need therapy, bro. We don't want you. Women have standards and preferences. We don't pick dysfunctional, egotistical guys. No. But thank you for selling my book, by the way. Ladies, if you want a man, if you want what these guys call a simp, which is the opposite of what they are, by the way. So these guys here are not too busy working, obviously. So if you want an employed man, you want what they call a simp. These guys here are not respectful. So if you want a respectful man, you get what they call a simp. So if you want what they call a simp, get my book, No More Assholes. I'm going to get you a 12 out of 12.
If you think she's afraid of opposition, bring some science, bring some facts, come up on the panel. Not afraid of opposition, but we're not going to suffer stupidity and indoctrination and misogyny and all of the disrespect and all of that bullshit. But bring some facts and science. We're just waiting for it.
Listen, I feel, my opinion, my experience is not opposition. I bring facts. You're not opposing me when you bring your ego, your dysfunction, your indoctrination, your opinion, your little thoughts and fifis. That's not opposition. This is why I let you go. You're boring me. I need facts or science, not your little fifis. Don't bore me with your fifis. I'm not conducting a therapy session. If you need that, go somewhere else. Go somewhere else or pay me for it. You can do so in the link in my bio, but I'm not here to listen to you talk.
Yo, is this thing working? Is it working?
I'm not interested in listening to you talk about you. Okay, do you understand what I just said, Scene? Yes or no? Do you understand what I just said, Scene? Yes or no?
Okay.
Yes,
Let me ask
sir.
you a question.
Do you understand what I just said? Yes or no?
What was your question?
You can't answer a simple question.
What is your question?
It's a bye-bye because you can't answer a simple question.
Bro, what is your question?
Understand. Look, he's got to yell at me because he can't answer a simple question. One question. Did you understand what I said? And he gets emotional and amped and abusive and he has to yell because these people who say body count matters cannot handle themselves. They're toxic, they're dysfunctional, they're abusive, they're illogical, they're emotional. They are not good for a relationship because they're going to look at you and go, you're the reason why I feel this way, instead of them taking responsibility for their own imagination and emotions. The crash out with these losers is always immaculate when you're not mothering them, babying them. Oh, little baby boy, you have feelings, let me soothe you. Right? He demands to be soothed because he demands to be heard because you're the female and you, the female, are supposed to look after the little baby boy. Divorce rate, 70% led by women because we're done. 70% led by women because we're done with losers, done with toxic people, done with males who don't take responsibility for themselves, done with bad lovers. Why doesn't he want you to have comparison points? Because he's got nothing to offer. He's got no communication skills, won't listen when you tell him what you like. Oh, no, this isn't about you, babe. I'm going to have a 10-second seizure and you better like it. Because he's not going to be good for you, ladies, and he knows it. He's inadequate. The inadequate males do not want you to have comparison points because the more comparison points you have, the worse they look and they know it. Look at their toxicity in the comment section. Look at their abuse in the comment section. Look at their lack of accountability in the comment section. Look at them selling my book, No More Assholes, in the comment section, all by themselves, because they're showing you what to get rid of when you use my methodology, which is observation before selection. Body count does not matter. Who you did when you're ready to pick your right long-term partner is irrelevant. Who you're going to pick is everything. Never pick somebody toxic, controlling, stuck in the past, PP obsessed. Never do that to yourself. Deal. Hi, deal.
I wanted to ask,
Now,
can
I
I?
like your new profile picture.
Oh, thank you very much. It's actually the screenshot I made when I had interview for the film Evolution Revolution.
Oh, love it.
So,
Also, I wanted to ask, can I have moderator privileges here too?
yes, of course, my love.
Thank you very much. And also, if you don't mind, I want to talk about that hygiene and immunity stuff that I wanted to talk yesterday. But if you don't want to change topic, I can do it later.
Can we do it? Can you have it in 5 minutes?
Yeah, sure. I just wanted to point out that you were saying that you drink milk that is not boiled or pasteurized, and you think that it is good for the immunity because of the hygiene hypothesis.
Right.
And hygiene hypothesis is actually about that when child is risen till the year of 3 or 6, depending how early they stop drinking mother's milk, they need to interact with a lot of different microbiome within environment, so their immunity gets to accommodate and understand what is dangerous, what is not, and it develops that way. And it is said in that hypothesis, if the person is in sterile environment, their immunity responses will be too severe and inadequate in regards to the environment around themselves, and they might have more autoimmune things that happening to them. And basically what you said is that you extrapolated that knowledge to you as an old self. And it is actually cannot be done like that. The only way to improve immunity is to improve psychological well-being, have great sleep, have great sports activities, use supplements, vitamins, minerals, everything has to be well for your body, and balance of the weight in accordance to your aesthetics, because there are asthenic people, there are hypersthenic people, depending on their complexity. And I just wanted to bring it up that you one of the things that you do great is that you said that you don't fully clean your plates, etc. It's actually good because you still use worms, which kills most of the bacteria. So basically what you're doing is like kind of like vaccines, because the dead microbiome, when it goes into our body, it's actually great because it activates our immunity, and it doesn't need to fight it. It just heightens its responsiveness to the specific microbiome, which is actually good. But with raw milk, I do not agree with that, because there are too much microbiome that can happen in it. That's why I said that you have great immunity, but it is not the best way to challenge it, because it doesn't work like that in a older body rather than 6 years and older, I mean. So I just wanted to inform about that.
Noted, my love. I did have a warm glass of milk this morning. It was so good. Noted. I see some males in the comment section saying, why are women so triggered by males' preferences? Nobody here is triggered by male preferences, but you are triggered with a sign over my head saying you never control me and you never will, because you are so triggered you have to stop in and react to it, right? So we're not triggered. We're just holding our stance that we don't pick the wrong people, and the wrong person is controlling, insecure, stuck in the past, PP obsessed, one of the four or all of the four. So you seem to be triggered that we're not interested in males who think body count matters. Why are you triggered when you find out we're not interested in males who think body count matters? Can anybody provide an answer to that? I'm gonna see if somebody can answer that in a way that sounds logical, that makes some kind of sense. Why are you triggered when a female says she's not interested in a male who thinks body count matters? No, in the comment section. Well, you're projecting onto me. I'm not triggered in any way, shape, or form. I'm proving a point. I've had this prompt up since August 2024, waiting for any of you schmoes to bring me a fact or a science. Not a single one is able to start a conversation without I think, I feel, my opinion, my experience. And I say, no. You're not the topic. Bring me a fact or a science, 4 pieces of information if you have a science. Since August 2024, not a single one has. So apparently Bonnie Blue is a brilliant marketing strategist because you just said her name for free. She didn't pay you to market her. She didn't pay you to spread her name. All she did was pull a marketing stunt how many days ago? And you're proving how brilliant she is because you're saying her name, aren't you? Aren't you? Proving what a brilliant marketing strategist she is by repeating her name 100-something days after she pulled a stunt. One marketing stunt made $1 million off 1,000 dudes, and you are still being used. See, she used 1,000 dudes to make $1 million. She used 1,000 males. By the way, male number 596, he didn't care about being 596 in under 24 hours. Male number 964 didn't care about being number 964 within 24 hours. That's how easy males are, right? And all she's proving is how easy males are. And all she's proving is how easy it is to use a male because you're still saying her name. And that was her intention when she pulled that stunt. Her intention was for many, many, many more of you, millions of you, hundreds of thousands. I don't even know how many. I see it daily. I see it daily because she's so brilliant. Brilliant. She's using your mouth because you're so easy to use, aren't you? You prove her right every single day.
Seeing people asking if you support her doing the petting zoo thing. We support women or anyone doing what they want with their own body. It's her body. We support bodily autonomy, period.
I support autonomy, exactly. I'm not thinking about what she's choosing to do because she's choosing to do it of her own free will. You know what I think about? I think about all the women who don't get to do what they want to do because of some loser male. That's what I think about, not the females that are doing what they want to do. No. I don't think twice about them. But I think about how women are restricted. I think about all the sexism in male-dominated workplace when you guys go, well, women can't build anything. Oh no, we would be building right beside you if you weren't dicks. If you weren't attempting to drive us out of those industries. We are coming in full force, by the way. Women plumbers, women electricians, women builders. Step aside, boys. Step aside, boys. And let me tell you, by the way, I teach women to hire females to come fix things in their homes. Do you know what the number one demographic a home buyer is right now? Single women. And I make TikToks going, ladies, hire the ladies. I want women to enter the trades en masse. En masse. Step aside, boys. We got the muscles too. We got the strength too. We got the height too. We got the power too. We certainly have the brain. Certainly have the brain. So step aside, boys, because we are entering all of the fields. Deal with it. Cope. Who do we want? Do we want anybody? Hi, Caleb. No. Caleb? What?
Hello, how's it going?
Hi, I don't see your box. Okay, what topic are you here for?
Body count doesn't matter.
Okay, so I am discussing this in a particular debate style, which is facts over feelings. You are not the topic, I'm not the topic. The topic is the topic in a factual or scientific way only. So we're not starting a sentence with I think, I feel, my opinion, my experience. Because if you think eating spinach is yucky, if you don't like spinach, should I stop eating spinach, Caleb?
No.
No, so your thoughts, feelings, opinions, experiences are not relevant to the topic. So a factually would be like this. Would you agree this is a cell phone?
Yeah, I don't need a lesson. I just want to talk.
No, I just want to ascertain a baseline understanding, and if we can do that, we can proceed. But if not, then there's no point, right?
All right, I just wanted to ask you. I wanted to ask you, actually, on the other hand, about why you think what you're saying. Because if I don't understand your personal view on it, how can I even talk to you?
Sure. So I am a word nerd, and I'm very specific with the words I use. And if you're wondering why I choose a certain word, just grab a dictionary, and that'll be why. So it's not why I think, it's why I know body count does not matter. And I know that because I stick to logic and facts, and I have 3 facts for why it does not matter. And I said in this debate, you can present facts or science. Would you like to hear my facts?
Sure.
Okay, so body count does not matter to the people who practice logic and stick to facts. Notice I said the, not all, right? So to the people who practice logic and stick to facts, these are the 3 reasons why. Number 1, if a female was looking for a male and she had a list of what she was looking for: honesty, trustworthy, loyalty, work ethic, responsibility, empathy, communication, yada, 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 right? A long list of what she's looking for that would be a good fit for her. Would she need to observe the person over time to see if they meet her criteria, yes or no?
Right.
That's a yes?
Yes.
Okay. Number 2, if a male was looking for a female, had a list of criteria, would he need to observe her over time to see if she fits the list, yes or no?
Yeah.
So it goes both ways. Perfect. Number 3, if somebody wanted to know if the other person has an STD, do they need to ask the person to go to the doctor, get tested, get the results, and show the results, yes or no?
Repeat the question.
If somebody wanted to know, remember the operative word here is know. Use a dictionary if you're not sure. If I wanted to know, somebody wants to know if the other person has an STD before getting physical, do they need to ask the person to go to the doctor, get tested, get the test results, and show the test results? Is that how you would know, yes or no?
I mean, I would probably just go about it, say, hey, are you safe, right? And then if
So
it's a weird thing.
Well, let me ask you this. If somebody calls you and says, hey, go get some money and send it to this because you have a problem with the IRS, are you going to take what they say at face value?
I don't understand what that question and hypothetical has to do with what you're saying at all.
If I tell you right here, right now, I can sell you what you want, here's a dollar amount, give me the money and you'll get exactly what you want. Do you believe what I just said?
Man, I don't know you personally.
Let me ask you this. Do you take what people say at face value, just like that? If they say it, you believe it.
If I trust them.
So you met a stranger though. I don't know you. Do you just trust me?
I wouldn't be hooking up with a stranger. That's the difference.
No, we're not talking about hooking up, my love. This is looking for a long-term relationship, not hookup. Those are 2 different things. A hookup is not somebody you keep. You don't have a list of criteria this long when you're not keeping them. Your criteria is 2 items, which is attractive and safe. That's a hookup. You don't keep them. It doesn't matter. Somebody to keep has a long list, don't they? More than just 2 things, attractive and safe? Or is all you're looking for is attractive and safe? You don't have honesty.
So based on that logic, if you are looking for a long-term relationship, why would you?
So you didn't answer the question yet. So we're still on the STD thing. So you moving the goalpost isn't going to work because I always keep the conversation where it's supposed to be. So number 3, if I wanted to know if somebody has an STD, you're telling a female to take what a male says at face value without asking for evidence. Is that what you're saying?
When did I say that?
Is that okay? So let me ask you number 3 again then, since we seem to be getting confused. If somebody wants to know if the other person has an STD, do they need to ask the person to go to the doctor, get tested, get the test results, and show the test results? Is that how you know somebody has an STD?
I mean, sure, hypothetically, sure.
What do you mean hypothetically? Is it a fact?
Factual, bro. What are you talking about hypothetically? No, that's factually true. If you want to know if someone has an STD, you have to ask them for STD test results. Why are you making this difficult?
I just don't understand because the reasoning.
Hold on.
Oh, he's just too dumb to understand, Chantal.
So we're gonna keep him on mute because I don't want to hear his voice while I'm
I'm
teaching
down.
the lesson. I don't want to hear his voice, and if he unmutes, we're just going to remove him because he's disrespectful. So, have you, ladies? I want to see hands up in the comment section if you notice the gaslighting from the guy who says body count matters. He's saying don't ask for test results to find out if somebody has an STD. Just take what they see at face value, because this gaslighting male who says body count matters doesn't get facts. He doesn't stick to logic and facts. He doesn't want women to do that either, because if women stick to logic and facts, They get facts about who the person is and if they're safe. But this spreader right here, he doesn't get tested, doesn't want you to ask for testing. He wants you to take what he says at face value without asking for corroboration, actual facts. So it seems that body count does not matter to the people who practice logic and stick to facts, but body count does matter to the people who don't ask for STD testing. Have you noticed the correlation? How many times am I going to point this out to you? Ladies, how many times have I shown you the correlation between somebody who thinks body count matters and somebody who does not ask for STD testing and does not take the facts about who you are, but wants to make up a story about who you are?
To point out that it is not correlation, it is causation, because we are doing experiment and we are showing that it is really happening, because correlation is two things happening at once, but we don't know if they are interconnected, but here we can see it clearly.
Thank you, Dia.
That was not a hypothetical. It's actual real life. It's crazy that you think asking the only way to actually know somebody's number or somebody's like status is by getting tested, and you call that a hypothetical. I don't think that word means what you think it means.
So notice how the people who say body count matters do not want to be grounded in actual reality.
Is he just crying in the chat now? No. Yeah, I mean, hypothetically, if I punch you in the throat, it's gonna hurt. Let's try it out and see, since it's so hypothetical.
All right, Caleb, come back when you get your emotions under control, my love. This is not the space for you to be getting all emotional. We don't care. None of us care about male emotions here. We're here for logic only. Because we operate from logic, not emotion. So if you're just gonna get emotional, we'll just deal with you appropriately by removing you from our site, because we're not here to be bothered by male emotions. If you can't bring logic, you can't bring facts, maybe go somewhere else or just stay quiet. But we're just not here for it. I don't know why you think females need to be paying attention to you. I don't know why.
He keeps requesting. The answer is no, Caleb. Stop being so desperate.
Yeah, Caleb, just go away. Like, you can, I muted you, my love, but I didn't block you. So stop being disrespectful. Like, accept your fate. And if you're unwilling to accept your fate, maybe I just need to block you because you're disrespectful. I don't know.
No means no. It's called consent.
Yeah, exactly. So to everybody who's watching, welcome. Love all the new people that are here. My name is Chantal Hyde, CHANTALHEIDE. If you Google who is Canada's best dating coach, you will see my name. I have 11 books on dating and relationships. I've been doing this for 10 years. I have a YouTube channel, Instagram. Check out my YouTube channel, by the way. When you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can watch all of my live streams in full. You can watch them on my YouTube channel for a low dollar amount per month. If you wanted to upgrade, you get more curated videos for you. Love seeing the new people that are joining me on my YouTube channel, by the way. That is amazing. All right, lovelies. Block the liars. Go see for yourself, my loves. I love it. Yeah, debate is facts and science, not fifis, not I think, I feel, my opinion, my experiences. We don't care about that. These guys are so insistent on centering themselves and making themselves the topic. It's truly dysfunctional. We're not interested. Oh, I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. I love it. These guys.
So lonely with your best friends in Nicaragua while your husband is home working and making money for your future and your present. So lonely.
Salam.
This pro person, you're not even listening to the conversation. We're not talking about how men should settle. We were literally just having a conversation about how it's a fact that if you want to know if someone has an STD, you have to ask them for testing results. So why don't you sit down and let the adults talk, and you can go have your bottle and nap for a little bit.
I love how they want to make up stories about my husband because they just don't like that I have a wonderful man, and I teach women how to pick wonderful men. Because when women pick wonderful men, we're not catering to toxic losers. Ozzy, what topic are you here for?
Hi.
Hi.
It was the topic you stated on the panel
Okay. I
specifically.
am approaching this in a specific debate fashion, which is facts over feelings. It is not a personalized debate. I'm not debating you on you. There's no attempt here to change your mind in any way, shape, or form. I am simply discussing this in a factual or scientific way, not individualized, because people's individual preferences, if you prefer to ride bikes, but I prefer to row boats, should I now ride bikes because that's your preference and stop rowing boats? What do you say, Ozzy?
Yeah, I agree. This should be a facts-based argument. I actually have a study pulled up here that I wanted to talk about.
So I need 4 pieces of information: title of the peer-reviewed study, website is on, page number, paragraph number. You give us that first. We go find that paragraph. And then if that has the words you want to see here, then you say them out loud. And this is how we ensure there's no amplification of lies, fear-mongering, or disinformation. Is that fair?
Yep, no problem. This is the NIH.gov. This is the article name is Re-examining the Link Between Premarital Sex and Divorce. The abstract says compared to people with
Wait a
no.
sec. Wait. What's the page number and paragraph number?
This is well.
No.
I don't know the.
Listen, if you can't point us to something with words and tell us where we're going to find the words you want to say, you don't get to say it. So what's the paragraph number? What's the page number?
It's
Sorry,
the
can I get
abstract of
the-
the article. This is the
Can I
first
get the
paragraph.
name? I need the name of the study again, please.
Re-examining the link between premarital sex and divorce.
This is definitely one that we've hashed out many times.
I know.
In the last, this is the second to last sentence of the abstract first paragraph. It says compared to people with no premarital partners or other than eventual spouses, those with 9 or more partners exhibit the highest divorce risk, followed by those with 1 to 8 partners.
Hold on. Did that study say if those people came from purity culture and a religion that said you're not allowed to have premarital sex and you're not allowed to divorce your partner?
No, there was no explanation
There's no
about that. It was just purely about.
Exactly. There's no. And what else does the study say, Diane?
Keep reading, my boy.
Yes, it says premarital
Keep
sex
reading.
leads to higher rates of divorce.
Keep reading. Keep reading. There's more.
Out loud.
Matter of fact, you can go to the conclusion.
Particularly when, do you want me to keep reading it?
Ozzy, do you understand
Diane.
that when they're talking about premarital sex, they're talking about premarital sex with the person you marry?
Yes.
So that's not about body count.
You're a fucking liar. No, he did not. Read
That's
the
not body
conclusion.
count.
Oh, liars gotta go. We don't keep liars in our vicinity, by the way. And Ozzy, if you comment in the comment section, I'll remove you from there because I don't teach women to keep liars in their vicinity, and I back up what I say to lead by example. I will remove you for lying just like I did up here. Oh, this is coffee, my love. This is coffee.
It says the first line of the
Fucked
abstract
up.
says premarital sex predicts divorce, but we do not know why.
That should go away, Chantel, after 10 minutes.
I know. I'm not worried. I'm used to this. They want me to be quiet because I teach women to get rid of losers. So who's upset? Is it the winners that women are going to pick? I'm used to this. Because the more you try to silence me, let me tell you, the harder I work, for one thing, because you're really encouraging me by showing me how effective I am, because you're scared. You're so scared. I teach women to pick the right man, not some loser who thinks he made up rules for her to follow before he met her, right? Right, ladies? They never controlled you. They never will. That's how you get rid of the one who thinks body count matters. He thinks he controlled you before he met you. Get rid of that controlling person if you don't want a parent-child dynamic.
Somebody is talking about how we hate God or we don't like God. Listen, if your God suppresses people, right? Your Christian God, if that's what you're talking about, I don't like him. I don't respect him. I don't think he even exists. I think it's misogynistic bullshit. It's a fairy tale made up to control people. So no, I don't appreciate your God. I don't respect it. I don't like it. It doesn't exist. It exists in your mind because it backs up your misogyny and your control of women.
Ladies, make sure you grab my dating book, No More Assholes, if you are looking for your next partner, because I don't want you to be manipulated by somebody who is a selfish short-term thinker, somebody who's toxic, controlling, does not take responsibility for their own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, because for them, accountability is kryptonite. This will be a toxic relationship. This will be a dysfunctional relationship. This will be a abusive relationship. You need to eliminate those people at the first sign, which is why it's important to use my methodology, which is no kissing, no sex, no sleepovers, no exclusivity. That means you're not occupying their mouth with your kisses. That means you're letting them talk, means you find out what's up here faster. And when you detect the toxicity, the lack of accountability, the disrespect, the laziness, the selfishness, the lack of communication skills, the inconsistency of their behaviors, you get rid of them. No harm, no foul. Whoo, it's a good thing I didn't kiss that one. Block, delete, you move on. Not a second thought, not a second look back. Adrian, what topic are you here for? Please avoid it. Please run away from us. Listen, we are done with males who are not good for us, but still want to get in our beds. Okay, so please avoid us. We don't want you. So go ahead and just wide berth. You know what I mean? Like, save us the trouble of having to identify and then block and delete you. Just avoid us. Casey. Hi, Casey. What topic are you here for?
The body count doesn't matter thing.
Okay, I'm discussing this in a specific debate style, which is facts over feelings, not a personalized debate. I'm not debating you on you, attempting to change your mind in any way, shape, or form. We are only discussing the topic itself in a factual or scientific way. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means we're not starting a sentence with I think, I feel, my opinion, my experience. A factual way would be like this. Would you agree this is a cell phone?
Yeah. Then honestly,
Fact is something
I'm
that's
not against.
readily
I'm,
recognized outside of ourselves, so obvious on site. If you wanted to bring a scientific study, I need title of the peer-reviewed study, the website you found it on, page number and paragraph number, where you read the words you want to present here. We'll go find those words, and then you can say them out loud. And this is how I ensure there's no amplification of lies, fear-mongering, or disinformation. Is that fair?
yeah.
Okay, what did you want to bring?
I agree with what you're saying, and I was gonna point out one of the points that I think, but you're not doing it that way. But so yeah, but yeah.
One thing, I used to think body count matters. I did ask my husband what his body count was. This was a very eye-opening moment for me because my husband said 2 and I was number 3. I have a high body count. I was exploratory, I was a stripper, I had a couple of dysfunctional times where I medicated with bodies instead of drugs or alcohol. And so all of that is behind me, but if you accumulate it all, if you add it all, it would be what would be considered a high body count. And he had a body count of 2. I'd never met somebody with such a low body count in my life. Now you would think I would not be insecure when he said 2 and I was number 3. But what happened was I did go into a state of insecurity. And what that showed me is that it doesn't matter what the number is. When you ask somebody what their body count is, it is an indication of the mindset, and the mindset is insecure. And so I always warn women against getting into relationships, or even men, because we call those guys or girls who are not taking accountability for their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. I warn women against picking guys. I warn men against picking girls, because those people are not taking responsibility for themselves, just like I didn't. And I did vomit my insecurity into my relationship, creating dysfunction with a functional person. So body count does not matter. The number is irrelevant, no matter how high, no matter how low. What does matter is the behaviors of the person, who the person is. Somebody who develops more maturity and confidence, as I did, because when I saw what I did, and when I saw what it did to me, and when I saw the dysfunction I was vomiting, I realized I needed to take responsibility for my thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. And I did. And I no longer think body count matters, because I am more mature and I am more accountable to my own thoughts and emotions. What do you think about that, Casey?
Yeah, I think you're spot on with all of that. I remember when I'm 31, and when I was first starting to get in relationships, that really mattered to me. And the further I got into life, probably around maybe 25, 26, I just completely stopped caring, because it does stem down just to your insecurities. People go through some stuff, just like you said, and it's more on their behaviors that is like the key factor. It's nothing more than their behaviors that matter. It's not about the body count. Yeah, and that it's just insecurities that hold people back from thinking that matters.
I feel like dysfunctional males are trying to fool women into looking at the weak place. They're trying to fool women into looking at how many people these women did before they met these males, instead of these women looking at the males as they are and assessing them as they are. And I call that misdirection. Don't look at me, look at who you did before me.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's hard to accept that realization, because being a guy, at least, because most of the time women are in control of the sexual experience. Like they pretty much choose, and I think that's where the idea stems from in guys, that they think they
I'm sorry, Casey, but we hear this all of the time, and I'd like to understand what you guys mean when you say that. Like, both people should be choosing each other to have sex with. Like, this idea that women control sexuality, I don't understand that.
for sure.
Can I explain that?
Of course, yeah.
I think it's because of the different fertility cycles, and how males are like built eager because of the 27 fertility cycle, and they're just always looking for the opportunity, versus women who have a reduced fertility cycle, only a few days, and so we're like ready, willing, and wanting only a limited amount of days per month. And so I think that's why they say women control access
to this, actually, because it also inherently our psychological things that we do, because we always project, but we don't know that. And guys or men, they project onto women how they perceive life, but women do that differently, and they cannot grasp that women are not that eager. They are eager women, they are not eager women, and they don't simply care that much about sexual experience, while they do, because they have that fertility cycle, as Chantal said.
So there's more days out of the month where I would likely say no than yes, whereas a male is likely to say yes every day of the month.
Yeah, exactly.
But are we saying that a man, so this is the conversation though, because if we're saying that a man is just going to jump on anybody with no discrepancy, what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, just anybody, not making a choice, just like anybody, and then women have more like standards or have more decision making around that. Sure, I mean, that's really talking trash about guys, but I don't see how that makes, and I'm not saying you're saying that, but we hear that a lot where guys will be like, well, because women control sex, like somehow that means their body count matters. That math doesn't math for me. It doesn't make sense to me.
For sure. Like I said, I get it. I'm just saying the psychological aspect of it. I think that's what it stems from, because whether it adds up or not, that brings insecurity. When a guy sees a girl and they know that they have a lot of control over whether that's going to happen or not, they think then if they are doing things with multiple people that it's wrong, and it stems a lot of insecurities because of that. And I'm not saying
right, but it's wrong. Why though? Right?
Yeah,
it's
listen.
wrong. Why?
May I try to rephrase it, because I want to understand it more deeply. As I understand it, what you are trying to say, Casey, is that due to gender differences, males do not understand the experience of the women, so they impose on them control tactics, so they would have some sort of sense of control because they lack that control as they perceive it.
Yeah, I think it just more stems down to insecurity, but it stems from them believing that the women have all the control, because they think if they have all the control, and if most men, and even in my experience, like all the guys I know, like all my friends, they're dogs. They're absolute dogs. I've seen my friends just try for absolutely everyone, and the women are most of the time the deciding factor. And when that happens, it stems insecurity, and they think because they're the ones that ultimately most of the time make the decision, if they're going to get with multiple people, that means that's a bad thing. And like I said, I don't agree with
that's
it.
what I don't understand. That's what I don't. Yeah, no, I know you don't agree with it. I'm not challenging you, but like you seem to have some insight. So I'm really trying to understand this, because what you're saying is what they'll keep repeating, but again with no explanation or actual link. Like it literally makes no sense that, oh, you have more control, so you're not allowed to use your control. Like that doesn't. So they're mad that women have control and they don't have self-control, so they're projecting that. Like it doesn't. I don't get it's such a jump for me. It doesn't make any sense at all.
It makes sense actually, because they just want to protect their self-esteem in a way of taking back control. So they impose social construct to control women to see themselves as such that have control over women, because they understand that women has more control than they. Does it make sense?
I understand what it means. What I'm saying is when they say that, they can't verbalize why, this equals that. Like I don't understand, and this is the last time I'll say
yes,
it.
because they need to have emotional intelligence enough to understand their emotions, and then understand what those emotions gave them in thoughts, so they could process it. And they don't want to process it because it means when you need to process your thinking, you need to get back into the emotions. Emotions are distressful and frustrating, and they reject affect them. That is like the baseline of dissociations from the emotional state that they feel. And due to that, they will never acknowledge it till the point when they will start to work on their emotions.
So basically, it's a non-argument. It doesn't make any sense. I'm just trying to get some sense out of people who are saying things out of their mouth.
Diane, you
Make
can't.
sense of the words.
Yeah, you can't. It's not even worth it. Where you're trying to make sense out of things that are illogical. That's a waste of your brain power. These people are just jealous. They're jealous. They're insecure, and because of that jealousy and insecure and that emotion that they're unwilling to acknowledge, then they try to control with it. That's literally the root of it. That's what it is.
Yeah, it seems illogical because it's like the child that fears of the popped balloon. Because we fear the popped balloon because justice is a sound, it's a loud sound, but it doesn't make any sense. It's the same with this thing. They fear that they lack control, but it's actually nothing to be feared of.
Yeah, like it just stems down to it causing insecurities, and that's just a human emotion and a feeling, and it has no validity because it's just a feeling, but that's what it stems down to.
Yeah, what is it, Chantel? Feelings and emotions happen, but behaviors are a choice.
Yes. Ooh. I love it when you guys use my isms. Love that.
I want to encourage you, Casey, if you would like to, you can ask Chantel about her language, how to explain why she knows that body count doesn't matter, because you came here and you said, I want to say from the point of I think, but she can give you tools to say it in a factual manner, if you want to.
Yeah, of course. I'm always down to learn.
I love this. So when I am discussing my part of this debate with people who come to actually have a debate instead of just vomit their feelings, which that's not the topic, and I'm not here to listen to that because I'm not getting paid for a therapy session. So I say body count does not matter to the people who practice logic and stick to facts. And I have 3 facts for why it doesn't matter. You want me to go through it with you?
Yep.
Number 1, if a female was looking for a male, she had a list of what she was looking for: honest, respectful, trustworthy, loyal, work ethic, responsibility, empathy, communication skills, sense of humor, yada, yada, yada. Would she need to observe someone over time to see if they are that person? Yes or no?
Can you say that one more time? I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit.
If a female is looking for a long-term relationship, she has a list of what she's looking for in a long-term partner: honesty, loyalty, trustworthy, communication, work ethic, responsibility, empathy, etc. Would she need to observe them over time to see if they are that person? Yes or no?
Yes.
And if a male was looking for a woman and he had a list of what he's looking for in a long-term partner, would he need to observe her over time to see if she's what he's looking for? Yes or no?
Yeah.
And if somebody wanted to know if the other person has an STD, do they need to ask them to go to the doctor, get tested, get the test results, and show the test results? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Those are the 3 facts. And then I expand that. I say, is it possible for somebody to sleep with one person one time and catch an STD? Is that a possibility?
Yeah.
So asking someone's body count and them saying 1 doesn't give us the facts about their STD screening results.
Yep.
And then if we ask somebody their body count and they say 4 or 6 or 10 or 2 or 0, does it tell me who they are? Honest, loyal, trustworthy, respectful, hardworking, generous, responsible, funny, compassionate, communicative? Do I instantly know who they are based on the number they give me?
No.
No. So using observation is how we find out who they are, not asking for a number, and asking for testing is how we find out if they have an STD, not asking for a number. So the people, and notice I don't say all, the people who practice logic and stick to facts don't ask for a number. They do observation, they ask for testing.
Yeah. For for sure.
And then we just block and delete the people that lack logic. We block and delete the people who don't take responsibility for their own imagination and emotions. We block the people who choose judgment, in other words, storytelling, instead of assessing like an actual logical person. I don't know you until I see your patterns.
Yeah.
Yep, block people that don't think like you, just like that. Watch this one disappear. Rick, block, delete, cleanse, remove. Us females don't need to tolerate males that don't think like us. If you lack logic, block and delete. If you don't take accountability for yourself, block and delete. If you're not responsible for your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, block and delete. That's right. That's right, ladies. You get rid of them, get rid of them, get rid of them. Watch this. Watch this guy. Block. Watch him disappear. This no Fugazi guy. There we go. There we go.
Guy that you debated.
Yeah, block, delete, cleanse.
That's the guy you did the podcast with.
Yeah, adios. Bye, loser.
You remember?
Yeah. Listen, I already took him out of my presence. I told him straight to his face, I will not try to have a conversation with somebody who's dishonest, disingenuous, and does not take reality into account.
That he came back. He's
Why
obsessed.
why would I want to talk to him? He's already he showed me who he is. Dishonest, does not take logic and facts into accountability, actually denies facts in front of his face. You think I'm going to waste my time with somebody who already showed me they're not worth talking to because they don't tell the truth and they don't acknowledge actual reality? End of conversation. Ladies, this is what I teach you. When they show you who they are, deal with them appropriately. He showed me I don't want him because I know what kind of person I will have in my environment. And that list is honest, respectful, trustworthy. He was none of those. None of those. So I've seen what I need to see. I dealt with him appropriately by removing myself. And when he came back here, I removed him. That's what you do, ladies.
I gotta run, but I just want to say one thing. Just with all of this, like I said, I think a lot of it too, it comes with age because, like I said, when I was younger, I was definitely more insecure, and as I got older, that's when my ideas and feelings started to change and started feeling the way you did. So I think with age, that's when guys in particular start maturing and understanding.
I would like to see 18-year-old males being mature. So, and confident, by the way. I don't think it's about age because we see some older people, males as well, that are still not taking responsibility for their own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. So I don't think it's about age, but I do think it's about confidence and maturity, and I think those can come into play at any age.
For sure, I definitely agree that I'm not saying it's just that. Like there are definitely some examples of older guys who are doing the same thing, but I think the majority are going to be younger guys who haven't experienced life as much and haven't grown in maturity, just like you said. But don't get me wrong, there's definitely older guys who do the same exact thing. But I just think the majority are going to be younger guys.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, collectively, we can impart some logic into their brains.
Yes. But thank you for having me on the panel, and I hope all of you have a great day.
You're welcome. Anytime, Casey, okay?
All right. Bye-bye.
I love you.
I'm still shook.
Go on. Ripple? What did you just say, Ripple?
Me now?
Yes.
Just saying that's embarrassing for that No Fugazi guy.
I'm not thinking about him. I already forgot, honestly. I already forgot.
Yeah.
Rikan.
I feel like
Uh-oh. I have a question, Rikan. Are you religious?
To fix his background noise.
Yeah. I didn't think that was gonna, I mean, seriously, like the presentation for me certainly gave insight into what was coming. You got to put your cross like that in the bio, like that's your identity. I'm not into talking to people who are religiously indoctrinated. I know that you're not here to hear anything, you're not here to learn anything, and you do not have an open mind. You think you know everything you need to know, and there's no information that's going to come through. I'm well aware of religiously indoctrinated people. I am not interested in your religious indoctrination. It will not work here. We're not here for you spreading the message, just like your cult told you to. Your cult says get more minions so they can give 10% of their money to this cult that has a ton of money. Honestly, your religions are the richest organizations in the world, but why are you hoarding so much money? It means you're not actually caring about people. This cult only cares about itself, and it sends out minions to bring more people over to give more money. So we're not interested in those people. So if you come here to talk about your religious indoctrination, we're not interested in that conversation, okay? So don't bother. It will be immediately shut down. It is not part of the debate. This is not a debate about religion or your indoctrination, your ego, your dysfunction. None of that. It's not about you. It's only the topic itself. I wanna love you. Do, 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 do. Hello, Shells. Hi.
So the prompt is interesting, but I have a question if that's all right. You said something very interesting about being insecure about your husband's body count. Was it? Yeah. So was it because if it's so small, it means that everyone was special before you, or what exactly? If you don't mind me asking.
It was me imagining him kissing them, touching them, and can you just stop doing stuff because the background noise, it picks up everything. So it was just me imagining him being how he was with me with other people, and me having retroactive jealousy because I was in my imagination over stuff that wasn't currently happening, thinking about people he wasn't thinking about. He's busy focusing on me, but I'm over here in his past giving myself emotions. In other words, being dysfunctional. And then I would put myself in a bad mood, and I'd be moody and grumpy, not over anything he did, not over my imagination. My imagination, me thinking about stuff he wasn't even thinking about. Me thinking about people he wasn't even thinking about. Do you understand, Sean?
Okay, so the smaller body count made you more jealous because
It did not make me more jealous. It made me just as jealous. The number was irrelevant.
Oh, okay, I got you. I got what you're saying.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I was just curious. I wanted you to expand on that. That makes sense.
Yeah. So now that I understand that being more confident and being grounded in the present and assessing what is actually happening is much more functional.
Yeah, I would say that whether it's 1 or 100, there's probably going to be some jealousy there.
100%. It is so clear. I've been with people who are 4 and more, but never 2, and yet it's still triggered at 2, which means insecurity will always be triggered when you are insecure. So it's not about the body count, it's about you taking responsibility for your own insecurity, your own dysfunction.
Right. And what would you say to guys who are advocating for only marrying the V word?
Let them go. Who cares? We don't care about what other people choose to do. I eliminate the people who don't belong in my inner environment by getting rid of people who don't take responsibility for their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Do not come to me and attempt to impose your preferences on me when your preference is to control me before you met me. I will instantly block and delete you because I recognize you as toxic and dysfunctional.
Do you think the men advocating for that are actually as big as they seem in terms of the community, or do you think it's mostly just they're a loud small group?
There's no such thing as a man who says body count matters, because men stand confidently in the present, interested in the woman in front of him, instead of insecure about the past, thinking more about the dude she used to do. Those are guys that do that. Are there more guys than men? It seems like it because they're very loud and vocal, but I think there's a lot more males that are in between, kind of maybe going one way or the other. They just need some education to know which way to go. Unfortunately, some of those in-between males land on the podcast bros before they meet someone like me. So the podcast bros influence them to think body count matters. So a person who is willing to grasp logic and intellect will be willing to come over to the side of logic and intellect, but the person who's unwilling to do so because he wants to hold on to his indoctrination, ego, and dysfunction, we just let those people go. Now, the people that are in between, as a woman, it's not your job to educate them. I'll take that on, don't worry. Your job is to look after your mental health, emotional well-being, your physical safety. And I teach you how with my books, No More Assholes helps you pick the right person. So I'm helping you understand how to stay safe. I'll be the educator, but you take care of yourself. I want to see you put your emotional well-being in the palm of your hand and make it unaffected by other people's behaviors.
Right. Do you think men who like chronically pursue very young women, do you think that's
Those are
why to
guys.
control their
Guys. So there's a distinction
Yeah,
between
sorry, yeah,
men.
guys.
Men are generous long-term thinkers. They are the selection for a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
Guys are selfish short-term thinkers. They're good for hookups, here today, gone tomorrow, but they're not keepers. Guys that are looking for females that are uneducated and naive do so because they will find them
Right.
controllable, and they are controlling and dysfunctional.
Right.
They
So why do you think the cutoff age is 25 for them?
we don't care. We're not thinking about them. Why are you thinking about them? Shouldn't you be focusing on your goals? Shouldn't you be spending time meditating? Shouldn't you be looking at your friends and enjoying their companionship? Don't think about the losers.
Right.
You don't need to.
Right. No, I'm just talking about curiosity standpoint because I was 30 when I met mine. He was a lot younger than me. So I know that's not true. But I'm curious as to like why it's 25 because that's when your brain develops.
Guy. That's a guy who's like that. Men are not like that. Guys are dysfunctional. Guys are seeking lack of knowledge. Guys don't like comparison points because they're so insecure. Whoever you have to compare them to from your past, they're automatically below them because they're insecure. That's why they demand no comparison points, because of their insecurity. They know a comparison, you will see how subpar they are.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, I gotta get ready to go for work. That was an interesting discussion. Yeah. Bye.
Okay. Bye, lovely. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, yes. What topic are you here for?
I guess I kind of was just scrolling. I heard you talking about, just educating, and the way you speak just kind of gives more of like, hey, a welcoming of throwing out a question I have, because I've seen a lot of these debates. And my main question is,
Can I ask you real quick before you go further to stop whatever's
oh,
blinking in the background or flicking?
sorry, there you go. Is it over?
So
Thank you.
Okay.
these microphones are amazing now. They pick up everything in the background. That's why.
But my question is, it's kind of more not like male to female, but just people in general. Is how does one get out of a mindset of, hey, when I'm younger, I can explore, I have a high body count, but then obviously as I get older, it's like, how can you believe that that person doesn't have that mindset anymore? Or like, what is what is that factor you can look into that person? They're like, hey, I know you've had a high body count in the past, but this is your future self, and I see these things about you or qualities that shows to me like, hey, that was your past, not your present/future self.
Why would there be a knowledge about a high body count in the first place? It should not be a discussion. What's your body count? What's your number? So that I can feel or think some kind of way that might be incorrect that you now have to undo. Instead of asking for a number, how about we stand in the present tense and simply observe each other? My dating methodology is observation before selection, minimum 3 months of observation, doing no kissing, no sex, no sleepovers, no exclusivity. It doesn't matter what the body count is, no matter how high, no matter how low. You can use logic and observation to pick the right long-term partner. So if I spend time with you, getting to know you, without asking what your body count is, will I get to see your patterns if I spend enough time? Yes. Will I see your consistency in certain behaviors? Yes. If I see your dysfunctional certain behaviors, it doesn't matter what your body count is, no matter how high, no matter how low, I should let you go. So asking for a number as though it tells me if I should commit to you is illogical. The only way for me to find out if I should commit to you is by observing you.
I guess it's not more of a discussion of like, hey, what's your body count? It's more of, we're talking, we're going and going, and then maybe like your past history gets to me from friends, or like, hey, we're just going through old photos, and I see in college that you
So,
slept around or whatever. So it's kind of like
wait a
information that
second.
gets brought to me. So
How
now
does
it's
a
kind of like a shock
photo,
of like,
wait a second. How does a photo tell you who I slept with?
I mean, it could be like, hey, who's that person in that photo? And it's like, oh, that was the person I hooked up. Like, you kind of then just share that information to me.
Okay, so I had experiences in the past. What's your problem?
It's not the problem, but it's more of like, hey, I'm maybe had a bad experience with somebody that had a high body count in the past because they might have cheated on me going forward, or they weren't as tied emotionally to me.
Wait. You're talking to me. Are you having a bad experience?
Currently am not, but
Right,
you also
exactly.
got to
So
think of,
wait. Just short answers, please. Your projection is toxic. I gotta let you go. Sorry, we're done. That's what I teach women to do, to get rid of projectors, to get rid of people who make up stories in their head. I don't care what happened to you before you met me. I'm me. But if you're gonna take me and pay me with a brush from your past, as though that applies to me, makes you illogical.
okay. I mean,
Also,
that makes sense. Oh, go ahead.
Ripple?
To add to this, that people are too complex, like any human being is. Oh, sorry,
Hello?
Ripple.
Ripple's having, okay, Ripple, you're not having a good connection right now, love. I'm sorry. Dio?
I just wanted to.
Love, I'm sorry. Dio?
I just wanted to say that people are too complex human beings, so you could have only one thing or like some one indicator to tell anything about the person or the complexity of theirs. And you tying something that happened to you before to something that you think mattered doesn't create effect in the reality. It's just your insecurities that you should work on, but it's not that it is having any information for you about the person that is in front of you.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly
And
what I was saying
Please
on. It doesn't, it's someone having consensual sex does not mean that they're a cheater. I don't know where you pulled that out of, but assuming that they're going to cheat because they enjoyed sex, that's crazy.
No, it's not assuming. I'm saying like, hey, I dated a person. They had a past of having a high body count, but it's like I didn't see anything wrong with it, so we continued to date. But then they cheated on me during the relationship, and I was like, hey, I gotta let you go.
That
I
has
don't
nothing to
condone
do with their
cheating.
body count, though. That has
Yes,
nothing to
why
do with
are
their
you
body
trying
count. A
to tie
cheater is going
this?
to cheat. A cheater is going
Correct,
to
but I
cheat.
guess
You can have a body count of 1 and still be a cheater.
correct, and I agree with those statements that are being said. But sometimes I guess I've seen from just like friends, people don't value having sex as much when they have a high body count because they don't see it as maybe important to
Oh,
me.
it doesn't work like that. You are
I
trying
know
to
it
tie.
doesn't.
Wait a second. You are trying to tie everything to high body count. Why you are not bringing up anything else? Why you are not saying like the person doesn't value sexual experience because they have bad sexual experience with that person? Why you are not tying it to that? Why you are not tying it to that they themselves don't know how they want that sexual experience to be made, and that is the reason why they have it in a wrong and they don't like it? Or why do you not talk about that person is insecure and they seek validation from other human beings, and thus they start to be participating in infidelity? Why you are not tying to that? Why you are pointing only about high body count or something like that? It's just delusional to pick only one thing about complex human being and trying to answer everything with one thing.
Correct. And I will say there could be many reasons on why a person may step out of a relationship, but it doesn't mean that it's always going to be the high body count or it's going to be the bad experience or
It's
like all the
never,
different.
no, wait a second. It's never about high body count. That people created this delusion because everyone wants it simple. Everyone wants stereotype, which you can use to answer about people. Do you think, like, why do you think those videos on TikTok are popular where people like, the one thing you should to know to answer about the person character? Like those videos are popular because people like stereotyping each other. They like stigma, but it doesn't work. It never answers anything about human beings.
I mean, yeah, you
The
have points. You all
question,
have valid points. Yeah, go ahead.
my question for you is because I feel like you're not being genuine, to be honest, because I want to know why, when you're talking about your friends, your experience with your friends is that once you have a higher body count, don't value sex. How did you come to that conclusion?
Because they kind of saw it as a reward. Like, yep, I checked this person off this list. Like, I've had friends that made lists like, oh, she's hot. I'm gonna add her to the list. I'm gonna try and get with her. They didn't value the connection that they made between it. Their sole purpose was, I want to check them off that I had sex with that person, or I can gloat about it.
That doesn't mean they don't value sex. They didn't have the intention of being intimate and having this deep connection with them. You can have hookups and enjoy sex and still get into a long-term relationship with somebody and have an intimate, deep connection with them through sex.
Correct. And that's what I'm trying to like, what is that factor that I know that this person no longer is doing this check mark, that I'm not on their list, but no, I'm a person they want to have a long-term connection. It's like, hey, how do I know that they're done
But
doing this check?
wait. You said correctly. It is about males in your environment. Put yourself in your environment of females and learn them. Use exposition, use observation, and you will know that women never do that. Even if they think about it, that they want to check somebody off that list, they will give it up tomorrow because it's just like emotional intelligence that women have already. They don't need to go into the dopamine addiction as males do, because males just need to do that instinctively because they will be horny tomorrow, they will be horny day after tomorrow, and they want that, and they go to that list which allows them to seek how to fulfill that dopamine addiction. Women do that because tomorrow they don't want to have any sexual experience. They want just to cuddle in the bed, and they know that sexual attractiveness that they felt in that period, that man probably won't give them hugs that they need or care that they need. So they don't care about that. They don't do that like that. So just educate yourself on females and don't try to use anything that you know about males and extrapolating it onto females. It just doesn't work. There are different gender experiences that people have, and you need to educate yourself on that, not extrapolating something that you learned about one onto another. Does it make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, and that's what I guess I was trying to get, like the education is like, or do y'all have any, like, I met this person and these characteristics kind of stood out to me, so like that's something you
But
can
that's
educate
the
yourself
point. It
on.
doesn't matter. The personal experience doesn't matter. We're talking about facts and logic here, things that are like, because everyone's going to have their own personal experience. Chantal, I wanted to ask you when I started talking about that and how people can have hookups and still have deep, intimate connections and relationships. You had started to say something. I'm not sure if you lost it.
It's just like, I mean, I've been with my husband for 20 years. And like I said, my husband had a body count of 2 before me. I'm number 3. My body count before him, so high. Don't care to find the number out. Don't care at all, because it's irrelevant. Like I say, I'm very attracted to my husband still after 20 years. My husband and I kiss passionately. I look at him and I get the woo, I get woo. I get woo sensations just looking at him still after 20 years. So males running around going, women with high body counts, pair bond, you're full of crap. And we're done listening to you. This is why I don't allow these emotional, illogical, dysfunctional, egotistical, indoctrinated people speak here. Bring me a fact or bring me a science, but I'm done with your delusion. I'm done with your mental illness. I'm done with your belief in things you make up in your head with zero evidence. And I teach women to instantly block and delete you because we are too logical for your emotions and delusion. And we need to act logically and get rid of you at the first sign.
With your husband, before you got with him, you didn't necessarily have a checklist, but you had things that you wanted to try. Oh, I'd like to try that type of man. I'd like to try that type of woman, whatever it might be. Like,
no,
it didn't prevent you from, what?
Correction. I had no interest in other males once I met my husband. Had zero interest in any other male.
No, I said before.
Oh, before him. Yeah, no, before him I was exploratory. Let me try that kink. Let me try that body type. Let me see what I like. Let me know what I like so I can pick what I like instead of being uneducated and uninformed about myself and then falling for some loser who just wants to control me. Sorry, I didn't understand what you said, Ripple. Do you want to keep going? Sorry. Ripple?
To me or to Ripple?
I interrupted her because I thought she was, I misheard what she said. I thought she said, after I met my husband, I was still interested in other people. I was still interested in females because I was bisexual. And
No, I said before.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Oh. Well, I mean, I just kind of wanted to come here and just talk.
That's what my point was. My point was that before you met your husband, you had these. You wanted to try. You tried different things. You didn't necessarily have a checklist, but you were like, "Oh, I tried the bodybuilder. Oh, I'll try this. I'll try that." None of that prevented you from having an intimate, deep connection with your husband, mentally or sexually.
Exactly. But dysfunctional males try to tell us that's how we're gonna be. And that's what I say. These people who say body count matters look at you and without any knowledge about who you are, say, I'm gonna tell you who you are. Throw them in the garbage, ladies, exactly where they belong. Instant block and delete. Don't deal with them. They're too toxic, they're too dysfunctional, and they will not listen.
Yeah,
No
I mean,
assholes.
I think the big thing that I'm learning and like, just got to tell myself and friends or anybody else I see like struggling with that mindset is just trying to create that disconnect, because I think that's the hard part is, hey, you're having a great relation with this person, and then they may bring up this aspect. It's like, hey, disconnect yourself from that TikTok kind of connection ideology. Like, don't assume just because that person had that connection that this person's going to have the same connection. You know, it's just trying to not compare what you had in the past or what you see from other people to what you have currently. And I think that's just something that, you know, we all need to work on. Not
Yeah.
all, but men, women, whoever's having that struggle. And like I said, I just probably got to educate myself, read up on more versus looking it up on TikTok or YouTube. It's like, hey, no, go read an article, go read a study, read something that has numbers and factual evidence, so you can start creating that disconnect.
Ground yourself in reality. An assumption, when you look up the word of assume, the definition is a belief without evidence. Don't be that way.
Well, I appreciate it. I'll let somebody else. Oh,
Don't believe I'm going to be like the person you interacted with before me. Don't believe that. Don't assume that. Don't assume because she had a body count of 10 and I have a body count of 10, we're going to be the same people. Don't assume that. But if you want to go that way, we women will let you go, because we want males that are grounded in reality, not males that are grounded in their heads and their fantasies and assumptions and storytelling.
makes sense.
The false accusations are abusive.
Diane?
Hey, why don't you explain to him the methodology? Because when you're using that methodology, you don't need that number.
That's true. So, Mr. Trax, did you know that I'm a dating coach?
I think I kind of grasped it when I clicked on your live and how you explained how you were trying to educate people and whatnot. I think I kind of grasped that you'd be some type of teacher in this realm. So,
Do you have another device that you can go on Google and type in a question? And
give me 1 second. Let me walk to it.
Okay. Who can love you like me? Everybody.
All right, I am ready.
So type in who is Canada's best dating coach?
I have Chantel Heidi.
Hi, that's me.
Oh, yes, it is.
I have 11 books on dating and relationships. What I say is I help you choose the right person, and I also help you be the right person. And this is how we can have and sustain a healthy long-term relationship. A healthy long-term relationship doesn't have fighting, because fighting is chaos. It's not called a bar argument. It's called a bar fight because of the escalation into chaotic behaviors. We do not argue, because arguing is attempting to change somebody. You're wrong until you change, and until you change, I bring this up because you're wrong until you change. So I don't teach women to get into relationships with the wrong people, and I don't teach men to get into relationships with the wrong people. I have a dating book for women called No More Assholes. I have a dating book for men called The Perfect Play. The ultimate goal is what I call the evolution revolution. That means we evolve ourselves. We evolve the selection and partner that we make, choosing somebody at our evolved level. In the home that we have, there's no fighting, no arguing. A foundation of friendship, respect, shared goals and timelines, appreciation of each other's efforts, ability to communicate and solve things together and make each other laugh. When children are in a home where there's no fighting, there's no arguing, in other words, no abuse, there's no toxicity, there's no dysfunction, partnership, communication, appreciation, and laughter, affection, because when you're living together, my homework is minimum 2 kisses a day, minimum 5 seconds each to maintain intimacy on a daily level. When children witness that, they don't become abusive because they were never abused. They don't allow abuse to them because they were never abused. And so we unleash the next generation of functional people because they were not raised in a dysfunctional home. That is what I do.
Well played, actually, I'll say. I was kind of just scrolling through all the different links to your name, so as you were talking.
So
But
we men right? I make a distinction between the mindset. I divide it into two parts. Generous long-term thinker, we call that men and women. Selfish short-term thinker, we call that guys and girls. There's nothing wrong with being in selfish short-term thinking mode. Sometimes I may not want a relationship. Sometimes I just want to go have fun, but I don't want to commit to anybody. I want to be free. I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And if I want to do something with somebody, I will, but I don't want to keep them because I don't want a relationship. I don't want to care for somebody. I just wanted some fun, and that was it. A little ride, and that was it. When I want a long-term relationship, I want to lean into somebody, provide who I am, my generosity, my compassion, my empathy, my ability to understand and communicate, observe and do things for them that make them happy. This is generous long-term thinking. So by dividing it into mindsets, I help people understand that when you use observation before selection, body count doesn't matter. I can sleep with 1,000 people in the past and then today say, now I'm ready for a long-term partner. So I'm going to use observation before selection. No kissing, no sex, no sleepovers, no exclusivity. Minimum 3 months is a corporate model, making sure you don't give benefits to people you should fire. So if somebody has a problem, not knowing how many people I slept with in the past, sounds controlling to me. It seems like you're not willing to stand in my present to observe who I am, to see if we're compatible based on who we are, meeting in the present. You got to jump over my head, try to make some sort of assessment, but not based on the actual reality. You're illogical. We let those people go.
Makes sense. Very, very educational. So, but yeah, I just want to appreciate you coming in and y'all all kind of like stepping in and educating me and just, showing me the mindset I need to have versus, shame on you, shame on you, shame on you, like you see on some other TikTok. So I really appreciate that, guys.
Oh, we enjoyed you, my love.
Thank you. But y'all have a nice day. I'll probably stay kind of in and out. I work from home. So I was like, you know what, while I'm on my lunch break, let me see if there's any lives that I can join and put my word out there.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chax. By the way, this is not my main account. If you wanted to find my main account on TikTok, it is Canada's Dating Coach. I have a few accounts. Go ahead and hit the follow button here. Also, the one on my main account. It's going to keep you plugged in when I host a live stream, okay?
Got it. Thank you.
It'll put me on your For You page. Easier.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Thanks, Mr. Chax. We appreciate you.
See ya.
Bye, love. Do you guys have a preference? That little thing that you sent me. I'm being careful now. I don't feel like flipping over. All right. My screen
That was such a funny video.
that was good. I love how she like goes off into the sky. Boo Bambi.
It's like, that's exactly how it feels.
It does. I'm gonna fly. Bambi. Hi. What topic are you here for?
I'm here for multiple topics. I have a question about time priority in a relationship, and then I have a question that I think you kind of already answered about body count and it being a manipulation and control tactic. So whichever one you want to tackle first, let me know.
So the manipulation and control tactic aspect to body count is for me to kind of help you understand that aspect of the conversation. I like to do something that I call a conversation flow chart, where conversation flow chart, was that? No. Sorry, I'm using the wrong verbiage right now. I'm confusing myself. Thought exercise. There we go. So with the thought exercise, what I do is I ask you a series of rapid fire questions. I ask you a short question. You give me a quick yes or no answer. Pick the most logical one that comes to mind quickest, and that's probably the answer to give. The faster you give your yes or no, the faster I move on to the next question, meaning the faster we get through the exercise, meaning the faster I can show you how it's manipulation and control. Do you want to do that? So number one, somebody asking what my body count is asking how many people I slept with in the past before they met me, yes or no?
Yes.
They're asking because they have a number already in their head where my answer in relation to the number is going to give them a negative thought, emotion, experience towards me if my number is higher than their number in their head. A positive thought, experience, emotion towards me if my number is lower than the number they have in their head. Would you agree?
Yes.
Would you agree that the human animal by design is designed to seek pleasure and avoid pain?
Oh,
If I put my hand on the stove and it's hot, do I take it off or do I keep it there and burn?
yes.
I'm designed to avoid pain, right?
Yes.
If you make me laugh, I'm probably going to stick around for more because I'm designed to seek pleasure.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
Okay, so the human animal by design is to seek pleasure and avoid pain. Would you agree that the person asking my body count is not seeking a negative reaction towards me?
Yes.
They would rather hear the lower number, a
Oh,
positive,
yes, yes, yes.
right? So instead of them taking responsibility to the reaction they will have to the number, in other words, their imagination over something that is not currently happening because my number is from the past, not something happening right here, right now. So instead of them dealing with the emotion of negativity, whatever that is, their reaction about my number, instead of them saying, I'm going to take responsibility for my thoughts, my emotions, I'm going to maybe get some therapy, I'm going to do something to work this out, I'm going to find out why I'm like this and work my way through it, take accountability for myself. Instead of them taking accountability for themselves, they go, I'm going to tell women to reduce the number of people they sleep with. I'm going to tell women en masse so that when I meet a woman, she's going to tell me that low number so I can automatically feel better without me doing the work on my own imagination and triggers. That's the
It's a,
manipulation.
it's a sense of like self-priority, sort of.
It's
Where
not
it's like,
self-priority, it's a lack of accountability. I don't manage my thoughts and emotions. Instead, I attempt to manage women's sexuality.
okay, okay. Do you think so? Is it control if the other person, whether it be man or woman, doesn't allow that control to happen and steps away from that relationship?
It's not a relationship. If I don't
Oh,
pick you, right?
yeah.
Observation before selection means I will find out before we commit if you're somebody who had to control me in the past in order to accept me in the present.
Do you think setting a boundary of a limit is toxic? I mean,
No, you can
from what?
limit yourself all
Okay,
you want. When you attempt to limit other people, now
that's when
you
it's toxic.
So
Okay.
my husband had a body count of 2 before me. My body count was very high by the time I met him. We're both 32, by the way. We're 4 months apart. Never, not once, has he ever indicated a discomfort over my past body count because he's not controlling. I've been with my husband for 20 years. He's so not controlling. My husband is confidently standing in my present. And let me tell you, this man is outstanding. I've known him for 20 years. He is outshone every single person in my past. He outshines every single person I've ever met in the world. I still, to this day, describe him as the most amazing human being I've ever met.
I like that.
That's what I want for you, my love. And it's not about body count, it's about the person. Because look at these guys in the comment section. Do you see the disrespect?
Yeah, for sure.
We can't pick those people regardless of their body count, right?
Yeah.
It's never about the number. It's all about who they are.
Do you think that thought process kind of changes with open relationships though?
It changes with maturity and confidence. I was insecure about my husband's body count. This was an eye-opening experience for me meeting him. I've never met somebody with such a low body count. I knew before him I was insecure. I asked him what his body count was after 2 years of knowing him, by the way. So I had a very, very, very clear idea already about who he was in terms of loyalty, honesty, empathy, communication, work ethic, respect, all of it. I knew who he was after 2 years. Yet when I asked him what his body count was, I went into a state of insecurity. At 30 something, I was like 34. It's not about age. It took me 10 years to realize I was not taking control of my own confidence and imagination. I had to learn to ground myself in the present, keep myself in the present, and be confident about who I am and who I'm with. And I'm confident about who I'm with, not because I'm brainwashing myself, but because I'm observing who they are at all times. And the thing is, it doesn't matter that I've been with my husband for 20 years. I have a card in my back pocket that says, you changed, but my standards didn't, so I have to go. So if my husband ever 180s on me, I'm going to leave, because I'm never stuck with the wrong person, ever.
But how do you come to terms with like I guess you didn't really lose it, but I would see through my eyes throwing away that period of time in your life, just leaving.
What do you mean throw it away? What does that mean?
Like I feel like personally, if you have a relationship over 5 years and to kind of, if they 180
Oh,
and to
yeah.
kind of just throw it away, like
No,
I
no,
feel
no,
like that's a
it's not
waste.
throwing it away. It's having this is where boundaries and standards come in. You meeting a stranger and saying, I have a boundary that you couldn't sleep with so many people in your past, that's illogical. Because you're not here to control me. I'm not here to control you, and I'm here to control your past. You should never try to control my past. It's illogical. But
Yes.
I got into this relationship with somebody who met the criteria of what I'm looking for, and it's not body count. It's communication, work ethic. Notice the present tense in the words: respect, loyalty, honesty. They devolve and become the opposite of that. I gotta go. You're not the person that I want to be in a relationship with.
How long would you personally give somebody if they do change work ethic or something like that to sort of bring themselves back?
So I would give them 3 months,
3 months? Okay.
because this is the corporate model, right? 3 months is patterns, pattern identification. So if somebody loses their job and they're not getting a new job within 3 months, well, the pattern is you're not working hard enough to get work. I looked at you the past 3 months. I saw you playing video games, right? Instead of spending a full day finding a job, instead of looking for work a full-time job, I saw you sit back and let me take over everything. Oh no, I gotta go. Because over the course of 3 months, listen, I understand taking a break for a week or 2 or 3, but you're not turning looking for work into a full-time job. If that's what I've seen for the past 3 months, I gotta go.
That's okay. This is a perfect segue into time priority.
Okay.
So when, like, I feel like a lot of younger generations, me and my partner are 20 years old right now, and we've had discourse in the past about how we spend our time. And as a younger generation, I like to game, in quotes, with my friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's hard to find a perfect balance of time, especially going through college, working a job, and then wanting to spend time in your relationship and hang out with your friends. So how would you, find priorities in those?
So what I do is I say make the minutes count. My husband owns his own business, and so do I. Both of us are very busy with our businesses, and so we don't spend a lot of time together. Maybe in one day, like in a typical weekday, maybe an hour. And we work and live on the same property, and I could go see him anytime. I could spend more time with him, but I like to work and he likes to work. So we don't spend that much time together, but we make the minutes count. The way to make the minutes count is by understanding each other's love language, and that makes how you display your love more effective because you're more tuning into how she's going to pick it up. So a love language is like a language, English, French, German. Now, when I didn't understand my husband's love language and we committed to a relationship, for 2 years, this man was loyal and committed to me. For 2 years, this man showed up for me. And yet we started a committed relationship and I started saying, you don't love me. And he was like, what do you mean? Are you crazy? Look at all the things I do for you. And there was this thing that was going on. And then we took the love language quiz And I saw his love language is physical affection, just like me. But then he also had acts of service, but I'm physical affection and words of affirmation. And by the way, both of us with those two love languages, they had an equal score on each of those two. So they were both very important to us. Now we certainly meet on the physical affection, but his acts of service was a different language to me. I wasn't registering because I couldn't understand what he was saying. I was looking for words of affirmation, my language. And because we worked so much, there wasn't so much time for physical affection. So I was feeling unloved. We took the love language quiz and I went, oh, I need to translate. So when he does physical things for like acts of service for me, I translate. If I felt like, and I had to do this for a little while because your brain starts to cycle into a pattern, and it cycled into a pattern of I don't feel loved. So when it came back to I don't feel loved, I go, wait a second, what has he done for me lately? I looked at his behaviors over the past 2 weeks. Bam, 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 bam. There's all the acts of love. And I go, oh, he does love me. And then I took my words of affirmation and I said, let me expand this to be loved by more people. And I allow the words of affirmation from my friends, from my followers, my family, the people who do care about me. I take the words of affirmation. I go, thank you for the love. Let me fill myself up. So the two of you doing a love language quiz at the same time and exchanging your results and having a conversation about the results. I want you to note in terms of the 5, what the score is for each one. It's going to show you how important each one is to that person. And you can plug that information in so that when you're together for the short periods of time that you have just the two of you, you'll be more effective because you'll be more targeted with your behaviors.
I like that.
Yeah.
What?
I have
Sorry.
a couples book for you. I have a couples book for the two of you because you sound like the two of you want to make this work and you want to be functional. And I do have books that I wrote for couples called Fix That Shit. The one with the white cover is for her, and there's more storytelling in that one. I really paint a picture as the OG version of Fix That Shit. And then my followers said, please write one for men. So there's also Fix That Shit for Men, which is for you, which is straight to the point instructions on how to be functional in communication, conflict resolution, and also displaying your love in an effective way towards each other.
Okay, so what is it called? Fix That Shit?
Fix That Shit. Yeah.
Oh.
If you Google who is Canada's best dating coach, you'll see like links to Amazon, YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff. You can go straight to Amazon if you want to. Type in Fix That Shit by Chantal Hyde, ChantalHeide.
Chantal Hyde. Oh, yep, is your username too. Gotcha. How much does the book usually go for?
About $20.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
All right.
Ebooks, the ebook bundle, I can't remember, Chantal. Can you get both of the Fix That Shit books for the bundle?
You can get the ebook bundle, but I really recommend the paperbacks because it gives you the opportunity to highlight, to open the pages up to each other and have conversations about what you've read about each other, because I teach her how to handle you. I teach you how to handle her.
No, I definitely agree that having a physical copy, especially for studying, is way more beneficial.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Chantal. I really appreciate that.
I appreciate you. This was a beautiful conversation. I would love it if you came back and gave me feedback on how things are progressing. We did the love language quiz. This is the conversation. This is what we learned. This is how we're applying it. This is how we're reacting to each other now with this newfound knowledge.
Okay, yeah. Is your main account in your bio on this one?
So my main account is Canada's Dating Coach. You'll see it has about 800,000 followers. This is one of my backup accounts. I host a live stream Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern time for minimum 2 hours. I can follow you back if you want.
Totally.
It'll make it easy for you to land on my, for me to land on your For You page when I live stream. But I do hold a consistent time to make it easy for you to pop in and find me. So 10 a.m. Eastern time, minimum 2 hours on TikTok. But you'll see there's a link in my bio. So if you're not finding me on TikTok, maybe I'm on Instagram for some reason because, things happen. So the link in my bio will help you find me, but I am going to be consistent and I will be somewhere.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Miss Hyde. I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome.
Have a
We
great
appreciate it, Paula. Lovely. Mrs., by the way. This is wonderful. Guys, I want to head out. Just I can't read comments. It's too dark for me to read. And I do want to head out, kind of get back into the day here and sign off for today. Does the panel, do you guys have anything to say before I go?
Just bye. Have a great day. Enjoy your time. Bye, everybody.
Beautiful days. That's what I wanted to add to.
Um,
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, Dio. Bye, Diane.
Boy, bye.
Ripple, thank you. Guys, I'm not going to do a shout out at the end here because it's hard for me to read because when I take these off, the screen is still darkened itself because I guess it's protecting itself against the light. Thank you, my loves, for being here. Don't forget to come back Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for a minimum 2 hours. Don't forget to check out my books on Amazon. Type Who's Canada's Best Dating Coach in Google. Follow my links to YouTube, Instagram. Become a member on my YouTube channel. You're going to love rewatching my live streams. And come back and let me know how things go when you put what I teach into practice, because I always love hearing from you. You will find that we have a very strong community here. If this is your first time here, did you notice the support? Did you notice the intelligence beyond the dysfunction, right? The community is the functional people. We have a wonderful tribe, a lot of really super loving, helpful people. Is that Cynthia? I can't even read a name. Can't read anything right now. But do come back. Do come back for this support. Do come back for this community. Do come back so that people can help you, because I have I'll be having a conversation with people here, and I know there's a ton of people in the comment section that are helping you find logic, helping you find me, helping you find functionality. We are hoping for you. We are hoping for your happiness. We are hoping for your well-being, and we're here to help teach you that. I have a lot of wonderful students who picked up what I teach, and they're so busy teaching more people. And this is what we call the evolution revolution, because a revolution is not just one person, it's not 5, it's not 10, it's more and more and more into a growing movement. And that is what I am doing. I'm creating a movement of functionality and logic, which is going to bring love and peace. No more abuse, no more dysfunction. We women are done. And until you males catch up, you will be alone. We're not going to pick you. This is the divorce rate. This is the 4B movement. This is women who are choosing to be single, women choosing to not have children, women choosing to not get married. This is a reaction to what is being imposed on women, which is sexism and patriarchy. It is unfair, and we are rejecting it en masse. And if you don't want to be rejected, then you better man up. Krista? So there's a documentary.
Hello.
Hi, my love.
Ripple just invited me up, so I just wanted to say, yes, I'm making a documentary film about Chantel and everything she's teaching and this whole movement that's begun. There really is a movement now. And so that's what the film is about. You can check out the website, evolutionrevolutionfilm.com. Chantel's new book is also called Evolution Revolution, and check out Chantel's link in her bio for tickets to the event in Niagara Falls coming up in October. It's going to be amazing. And Chantel, I hope you're having an amazing trip. It looks beautiful there. And don't forget sunscreen and bug spray.
You are so correct, my love. I appreciate
Love to all the wonderful people in the group today. Really, this has been great. There was a lot of action today in the chat, so it's a lot, but people are catching on. Thank you so much, Chantel.
I wasn't able to read anything in the chat, Krista, but I know we had a ton of dysfunction, but did we have some people learning and leaning into this?
I really do think so. And I think I saw some other women on our team that their voices are growing and becoming stronger, and that's good to see as well. Yeah. So, yes, logic. We love logic. If anyone's interested in the documentary film, join the mailing list, Evolution Revolution film.com. And check out Chantel's Linktree. She has a lot of interesting things in there, some great podcasts and a lot of information. So if you were only here for a short time and you're new here, there's so much more to all of this than just the body count discussion. So please take a deep dive, dig in, keep coming back.
I am back tomorrow. I'm here Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern time for minimum 2 hours. I am consistent with that time slot. The only thing that keeps me from fulfilling that would be I am in the plane in the air. Okay. So I do everything I can to make sure that I show up, and I show up 99.9% of the time, Monday to Friday time.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah. I love you all. Thank you, Krista, my love.
Right, we love you all. Take care. Have a wonderful trip. Take care. Have fun. See you tomorrow.
Have a good sleep.